Well, well, well. Well, well, well. Would you look who we have here? You gotta be fucking kidding. We did all this and we forgot the drink, huh? Damn it. Chat, we'll be right back. We gotta grab our drink. And we're back. Alright. Cool beans, cool beans. So, how is everyone doing tonight? Everyone doing alright? We're doing pretty snazzy ourselves. But welcome back to some good old Disco Elysium. Last time we'd basically just made our character, met our partner, and we're heading on our way. Turns out we've done nothing. Yeah. Oh, we overate, chat. We're fucking stuffed. Tell me about the case. What do you want to know? Literally anything about it. I can't remember a single thing. Maybe you can tell me what you do know. Help me narrow it about. I know literally nothing about it. Only what you told me before. Do you want me to brief you? Brief! Yes, that sounds good. 3 days ago, the RMC emergency desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling Rags Hostel Cafe. The cadaver has been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. Caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There was an ongoing labor dispute between the dock workers and the logistical company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute. What? Wait, does the briefing say who the victim was? Security guard or worker of some sort, hired by Wild Pines. There was just hearsay from Martinez, of course. We need to find out the truth. Who was the caller? Find him or her is one of our tasks here. For now, all we know is the tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex. Why hide themselves? There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union disputes. Dock worker union is the de facto police in Ortiz. Now, it appears they've started executing too. Can't allow that. And the RCM is... That's us. The Rainbow Citizens Militia. We're the police of this city. Oh, cool. Our encyclopedia succeeded. Oh, cool. We're half dead. The RCM, or Revocable Citizens Militia, is a police force you and him are a part of. Self-organized peace corps of the occupied city of Revocable. The RCM operates within the legal twilight, yet its authority is rarely questioned. It's super useful to know this. Ah, yes. Of course. Yes, I understand everything now. Secret task complete. Nice. Ask him to tell you about the case. Nice! Just to be clear, we are police officers. Our job to find the killer. That's the case. Cover and arrest the killer. Would you say this is a mysterious case? Lieutenant considers your question for a moment before answering. No, it's not a particularly mysterious case. Wait, why not? The deceased is a security guard for the corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a Dothlorian Plymouth to put the pieces together. I don't see this case getting more mysterious than that. Okay, so the case probably isn't mysterious, but it could be sexy. There was some interest in this case at my station, but not for the reason you have in mind. You seem to wish there was. Are you sure there's not some sort of sex angle we should be considering? Good point. Martinez is framed for its occult sex murders. We'll get on it immediately. Her tone is the surest indicator that the unit is being sarcastic. You're being sarcastic, aren't you? Extremely. It can still be otherworldly sex mystery in your head, with a dark twist even. Oh, thank you, conceptualization. Thank you. He's basically challenging you to sex it up with some lurid twist. Don't get right into it. Sit on it a bit, then hit him with it. Thank you, electrochemistry. Thank you. What would we fucking do without you? If we're different precincts, why are we in the same case? I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a... Considers the phrasing. A pissing competition. What do you mean? You don't know? I assumed you were in on it. You know what I'm in on? Retrograde amnesia. Better still than an imbecile. Cop off. Cop off? Ooh. Okay, we can learn more about the pissing competition. You're mute? No, we're not. What are you talking about? We're mute. No, you are. Well, considering you've answered back to our question. That's been a real shame. Looks like we gotta ban you. So it's a real fucking shame, isn't it? That's just a goddamn travesty. I don't want the... deal with that later. It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim. Nah, tell me now. This seems relevant. Later, his voice unflinching. Was there anything else you want to know about? Actually, nah, that's it. That's all we need. We may retry it. Good. Alright, no, we're gonna convince him there's a sexy, dark mystery twist in the case. Fuck. Only banal things strike you. At your core, you're a very banal person with a very small soul. Ugh! Chat. Swear creeps into you, getting fat on your weakness. Whatever noble intention you want to have with police officers, eating away at them now. Ah, shit. You're still coming up with sentences. There's a step from total That's a step from total annihilation, right? I'm done. No one even likes cops. Any difficulty receiving in. Says with a sad half smile.
Cop gives up the detective genre for social realism. Another...
Damn. We had a fucking mental breakdown and died. Alright. Good to know.
Yes?
Should we have to ask you all that stuff again? The lieutenant isn't seeing the universe too relevant, too morally complex. You should convince him, of course. Eventually. We'll get back to that, alright? We'll get back to the dark, sexy twist, eventually. I think you should know I can't remember anything. No response, he just arches his brow. He's having trouble processing it, believing it even. Thank you, Rhetoric. I feel like I must repeat this. I don't remember anything. There was heavy drinking involved. Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs? What's wrong with personal affairs? Not a fan. Just the nature of lieutenancy. The RMC deploys a self-styled structure called the Duckelmage as a chain of command. Every lieutenant is responsible for 2 sergeants and 8 officers. That means the average lieutenant has to deal with quite a few personal affairs. Even you know this. So what should I concentrate on? Try work. In case at hand, it can work miracles. But I'm lacking basic information about even this organization we're in. Can you help me? Fine, we should get through the day first. Off hours begin at 2100. If you're still having trouble then, I can give you an orientation. I'm afraid this is a medical situation. Really? The lieutenant gives you a look. Though as if performing triage, they're fine to me. I'm talking serious, unbelievable damage here. I saw myself in the mirror and I had no idea who I was. This psychodrama is unbecoming of an officer. Clearly, he prefers thinking you're malingering. You can't fathom that anyone could drink so much as to retroactively erase their entire life. It's not psychological. Some sort of major brain damage is occurred on an unprecedented scale. And you should consider seeking medical attention. You can use the radio in my kinema to call your station's Lazarus. Was there anything else you needed? I want to talk about you. Me? Yes, you. Let's see how my life is pertinent to the investigation. It's a good thing we remember insults. That's good. We'll better together if we have more repertoire. That's a fair point. Alright. For the good of the investigation, what do you want to know? You're wearing glasses. That is correct. You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for this. But you can't quite muster enough testosterone. Damn. Damn. We literally failed to get the option to call him a nerd. Just observing. I guess you don't need glasses then? You don't look like the other people around here. That's because I'm half Solite, or quarter. My father was from Seoul, so was my grandmother. But from my mother's side, it's not an interesting topic. What is Seoul? It's part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity and a geographic division. I told you it would be interesting. Seoul is a protectionist, isolationist, pan-solar state west of the Insulan Insula. Actually, it's quite interesting. Some would even say Mysterious. You're only making it sound interesting. I still want to know more about Soul. Amazing. Absolutely. Your bar comes launching. I don't speak a word of Soulite. I've never met anyone other than my grandparents. I've never been to Soul. He seems almost proud of these things. I'm a regular revelcolary. A point of pride to him. Thank you, Rhetoric. Thank you. Tell me a secret about yourself. The lieutenant narrows a single eyebrow. No. Oh, okay. Don't you ever talk about yourself? You know what you're thinking. What do you mean? You know, what you're when you're thinking. Do you ever have conversations with, like, your brain? I have no idea what you're talking about. The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary. Thank you, conceptualization. Thank you. Very good. You're saying your brain never just chimes in with advice or warnings or anything? I can't say that it does, no. When I need to think, I just use my notebook. It produces a small blue notepad and idly thumbs through the pages. We all have our different mediums. His is written. You're super lucid, yet psychedelic. You don't need office supplies to connect you to your nervous system. You're special. Thank you, electrochemistry. You seem to be following me. Excuse me. Nothing, just observing. You have a distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would surely collide. What do you mean distinctive? Oh, you don't take this the wrong way. It's just a colleague observation. In the 57th, we call it the Jamrock Shuffle. Officers from Jamrock's 41st precinct tend to move a bit erratically. How's that? They say it's a scene clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence. It's erratic yet thorough. Prioritizes containers. Yes, but containers contain things. Shiny things. They're interesting. You're kidding me. Why containers? I don't know. Containers contain, I guess. I'm making assumptions. We should move on. Yeah, alright. Alright, so chat. We do also have the option of having the cycle, like, having everyone have full dialogue, or having, just, like, when our brain talks, it having dialogue. Or we can keep going like how we've been going. If there's any preference. Classic with alright, we'll go psychological. Royal pinball machine is unplugged. Gasp. Mess hall resumed for union members. Doors open at 1600. Okay. So you close to good for union paraphernalia, strike posters, some red pendants.
Hello, sweetie.
The elderly woman turns to you with a smile. Wait, who's Sweetie? Did not turn on? Who's Sweetie?
Why, you are, officer.
I'm a Sweetie, look at me.
You're a handsome man, officer, with your mustache and your chiseled jaw and that silly dimple on your chin.
We have a dimple? Derp or not, Oh, we got some options, chat. Oh, and they're all good. Thank you.
You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I completely forgot to introduce myself.
She slaps herself on the forehead.
I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
Her eyes glitter over the rims of her glasses as she looks up, smiling. This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot. You seem to be in a chair.
Yes, dear. I'm a paraplegic.
Paraplegic is someone with limited or no ability to use the lower half of their body. Paraplegia is caused by spinal cord injuries like falling from a great height or grenade explosion. Thank you, Encyclopedia. We're fairly certain. Yeah, we chose that one. What does streamer mode do? Oh, great. Did you fight in a war? No, dear, it was not quite that. Just old. I'm not quite that old, although I was injured in the line of duty. Were you a mountaineer? Nothing so glamorous, dear. Though when I was young, I dreamt of planting the Riverlock flag on some figurative peak. What did you do then? I was trained a development manager in the rapidly expanding mail order shoe company. You'd think it would be a safe job, but I had to be everywhere, and well, once I happened to be under some faulty scaffolding. I was lucky that was almost 20 years ago, and I was compensated exceptionally well. We only dream of such payoff nowadays. There's her chair over the chrome wheels of her chair. Nice. Sorry, it was rude of me to mention the wheelchair. Let's move on. That's quite alright. I'm used to people asking. I know they're thinking about it anyway. How'd you like to roll with me? Her eyes lighten up. What do you mean? I want you to be my wheelchaired partner in fighting crime. Riding backyards of corpses, catching sequence killers. Sequence killers? Oh my. She sounds impressed, but I think you already have a partner, sweetie. A partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down from a tree. Kim! Of course, I forgot I had you. I know, but there are also side mysteries. Sequence killings for a phrase into the paranatural. I assure you with absolute certainty there are no sequence killings taking place in Martinez. Now, gentlemen, no need to squabble. I wouldn't be much of use to you anyways, sweetie. Why? 3 yards are better than 2. Thank you, but here's the window wistfully. Martinez isn't the most wheelchair-accessible place, you see. I'd slow you down. Perhaps another time? She turns back with a hopeful glint in her eye. I don't know if you noticed, but I don't know where I am or what I'm doing or anything. We're glad that our character just comes out with it. They don't hide it all. They just come out, I don't know what the fuck's happening, dog. Yes, officer, you do look rather dazed, like a stunned fox, but surely things can't be that bad. Her eyes follow your movements with some concern. I drank so hard I forgot literally everything. Oh my. It takes a moment to process. You know where we are, right? On Encelad? Yes, more specifically, on the coast of the city river, Rivacol in the district Martinez. Oh, so y'all know about Revocol was used to be cool in the 30s. The new disco dancing seems like a lifetime ago. Oh, we remember disco. Make no mistake. Her eyes are filled with light reflecting off the giddy years when the city seems so full of possibilities. Much has changed, but it's still the most beautiful city in the world. A rare jewel set in the sand between the pines. Everyone says so, even foreigners. Pause as she studies your expressions. You must look quite lost. Speaking of history, you know what year it is? Yes? It's the spring of 51. That's right, dearie. How splendid. Here, take this pen. Knowledge should always be rewarded. Uh-huh. Her relief is palpable. She was getting pretty worried about you there, but now she relaxes her shoulders. I can tell you this is taxing for you, so I'll ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What kind of government? I think it's like the dictatorship proletary, but something tells me it's not. Oh, sweetie. She smiles a sad smile. It's really not. There used to be people who thought that way. Other people who wanted those things, but they all went extinct. Revico is a zone of control led by the alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have almost no government of our own, and certainly no dictatorship of the Polarat. Yes. But they still have cops. There's no government, how come there are cops? Oh dear. She shakes her head, suddenly very worried. And you were doing so well. There aren't any cops in Rivicol, not in the traditional sense. Status of law enforcement has been complicated master since the Revolution. But we should stop for the day, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the biggest person to explain the big thing. I'm not the best person to explain the big things to anyone. She's scared now. She realized you really are brain damaged. So how did I do? You're doing quite well up until the end there. It does look like you have trouble remembering things, history, and places. Remembering reality, in a word. It's very odd. A sigh. The lieutenant buries his nose in his notebook. Ah, Kim's really thinking we fucked it. But maybe a fresh set of eyes is what this world needs. No, I'm no doctor. Such bouts of amnesia are often temporary, so I wouldn't worry too much. What is revolution? A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of the archipelago tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, so they came and ended it. That was 42 years ago. What does that have to do with there not being any cops? It has something to do with everything. I really don't know how to explain it better. Damn. Who could tell me more? I'm more educated in sweeping matters. Maybe you should ask. She turns to the lieutenant. No. He looks away. I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I'm a detective. Of course. She turns to you. And I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated, though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez. That's a good point. This doesn't look like a rich central. Alright, I'm gonna get going. Of course, dearie. Good luck with your case. We think that went quite well, chat. Kitchen reserved for personnel until 1300. Soft purr of electricity juicer comes from the kitchen. Someone is working. This is a water cooler. A large bubble is rising to the surface. Menu is white clean. Only word Monday is written on it. A woman's hand wrote yesterday's menu. The day starts in a man's handwriting. The man with an unimpressed beard noticed you approaching. He drops the letter he was holding and turns to the lieutenant.
Mr. Gart, right?
Lieutenant glances into his
You
notebook.
run this place.
Yes.
He responds tersely.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41...
He looks to you, realizing he still doesn't know your name. The destroyer of worlds. What is gold and orange like a fort? Guess we went the harbinger of ruin. Nothing. I just wanted to see what happened if I say that. Now I do.
What is this? A joke to you?
Yes.
Is this what you get when you call the police now? This guy? We've been waiting for a week here.
Sir, I understand your concern, but we are here to do a job. And for us to do it, I need you to stay calm.
Yes, of course.
Takes a step back.
I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene, But it also took you a while to call us. It was you who placed the call, correct?
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here. I'm only temporarily taking over her duties.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
He slips behind a pile of coasters, finds a slip of paper, and hands it to the lieutenant. He sounds like something you can use to call this Sylvie later.
You said you just got here. From where? Are you a local?
What, of Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many, many cafeterias I manage.
But you still know your way around, yes? In case we need directions.
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here. And I'm not going to start working here again, if that's what you think.
I didn't imply that. Detective.
It probably means it's where you step in and ask your questions. Right then, questions. I got this. His face expresses profound doubt in you having this. Fuck does that mean? Asking about the body's location before asking if he killed him. People give up information in information in the more innocuous questions, which you can later use for the more sinister ones, not vice versa. Who killed him? We're glad that Rhetoric told us to not blame him for the murder instantly. It's good. It's good. It's good that we only just won that logic. Where exactly is the body? Behind this building, there's a courtyard. Points to the kitchen behind him. They hoist him up on the tree there. And how do we get there then? That's easy. See the door there? He points to the west. First you exit that. Then to the right you should see a big hole in the fence. A really big one. You can get in the courtyard through there. No need for the keys. The hole is big enough for the Frangor carry cavalry to fit through. Why did Sylvia go away? Haven't you asked me that already? What's with you and this woman? She has nothing to do with this. No, before I ask you where, now I'm asking you why she left. Damn right. Okay, you got me. She went away because of the dead body out back, and because I asked for her number. That's why Sylvia went away. I hope you appreciate that. Thank you. So the lieutenant says. He opens his notebook to the cover. The number is safely tucked away in the small pocket. Notebook at the okay. Mystery solved. Is it? Because I thought you were supposed to investigate the lynching, not my employer conduct. Everything has something to do with everything. Good for you. Was there something else? I'd like to get back to what I was doing. Who killed him? I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police. That's your job. That's it. He said they hoisted him on the tree. Who is they, if he doesn't know? Before you said they hoisted him up by a tree. What do you mean they? Oh. He's a bit surprised you caught that. People are saying it was the union dock workers, that it was a lynching. Who exactly is saying that? The locals, customers, the people who eat here. A lot of dock workers eat here. Sylvia told me everyone knows the dock workers did it. Did the Durbers themselves tell her this? Or is it a rumor? I don't really know. You'll have to ask her. Why would the dock workers lynch this man? I would suppose that's because they have nothing better to do. You mean the strike? Yes, the strike. Yes, the strike. He makes little quotations with his fingers. The man they hung was a security guard for the harbor company. I hear a mercenary. Union status? Union status? What the fuck? Probably thought they'd send a message. Did you kill him? What, are you crazy? Of course I didn't kill him. Damn. Thought we had him, chat. Well, that's it. Let's go. Absolutely. Not so fast, he points to you. You owe me 130 revel. Oh no! Oh, there's a lot we're willing to redo over for this fucking bit. He fucking went for a chat. He went for it. Oh, God bless him. One moment you're running like the wind. Then you're suddenly turned around, giving him the finger, furiously, with both hands. Why? Why did I do this? Why have I used both my hands to flip him off? Why both? That has to be our favorite way to fucking die in this game. Just slips away unnoticed, then turns around and flips him off.
Back so soon.
I had an accident.
It was no accident. Those were disco moves from your spinal cord. The spinal cord has yet to reveal itself to you. Its mysteries are unholy mysteries.
Oh, there's more of you hidden? I'm so cool.
You are way cool. Cooler than the bottom of the sea. Too cool for this world. I was wrong to let you go. I should have kept you here. Is it bright where you are? Is it terrifying? Have you felt the love?
I sure as hell haven't felt no love. That's too bad. No, we all need a little love. Are you okay? Nah, I'm fucking dead, unfortunately. Ugh. I'm just heartburn. Oh god.
Cop suffered.
Well, damn. Alright, maybe we don't. And stay with us on this one, chat. Maybe we don't flip a guy off and kill ourselves. Maybe. It's still our fucking favorite way to go out. Just fucking full sprints. We're seeing what the quick save button was, and we don't think we see it. Ah, F5. Okay. Alright, hold on. We're going to be right back. 1 second. But chat, we're all in agreement that that we do it again, right?
Hello, sweetie. Why, and have you found anyone to be sweet to? You rascal. I'm too. You must forget I'm leaving.
Some kind of democracy, maybe? Oh, damn. Right. Let's try all that again. Yeah, we'll take that. Feeling better already.
Mister,
Yes.
I am.
Are you kidding me?
Help me out here.
It's you. It's obviously you. You smell like liquor. And you're...
You had me at drunk cop? Oh, come on in.
Is this what...
Sir,
Yes, of course.
I know it took us a while.
No.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
You said you just.
What? Oh,
But you still know your.
yes, I know.
Get us out of here.
didn't-
Right, questions. I got this. Okay. But we have a chance, chat. But now hold on. We do have a chance to sneak out of this one. But hold up. But hold on. There's a way Chris gets out of this one. There's a way Foxtrot gets out of this one scot-free. And it might just be slip away unnoticed. Fuck it, we're going for it. Shit. Fuck it. Still the fucking best way to go out. No, we do want to see if we can pull it off. Because we've had pretty good luck, hold on, with the normal just shit. I want to see if we can pull it off. As funny as running full speed at a woman in a wheelchair is.
Mr. Gar,
Yes.
I am.
What? What is this? A joke to you?
Sir,
Yes.
I know it.
No.
Do you have?
As
You said you.
what?
But you.
Yeah.
I didn't.
No, we can totally do it, right? Come on, that's a 42% chance, chat. It's 42% chance. And that could be XCOM. 42% chance. Fucking piss. It's fucking great that the game keeps rolling low for us, though. It's great. No, I gotta know. We gotta know. There's also the alternative if we just walk out, come back later, and then bully him. Yes, I had to save. Fuck off. Don't save our shame.
Yeah.
You said what? But I.
Got it. That's almost as good as backflip flipping him off. We literally just walk off. As you pull this joint behind you, a whiny voice shouts, "Real mature, man. Real mature." Now that is the Foxtrot way. Just turn around and fully fucking sprint for it. Heap of snow melts in the wheelbarrow. Okay.
The RCM in Martinez. What
Yep.
can I help you with?
You sound
We
surprised.
don't see a lot of police around here. That's all.
I have questions.
Of course. What can I help you with?
Who are you exactly? Me? I'm just a gardener. She hides it well behind the sweat and dirt. There's something else in her rigid posture. There's more to you than that. Is there? The quickness of their pie certainly does not prove you wrong. Maybe. Pleased to meet you, just a gardener. I have a question. Pleased to meet you too, officer. We need directions. Of course, where to? I'm looking for a dead body. Oh, right. 2 points north. It's right up there, in the yard. Even on the way here, there's a smell of death in the spring air. Where am I? Foxtrot Way was missing flipping missing flipping the lady out of the wheelchair. No, the Foxtrot Way was just walking out. It was just leaving. What are they gonna do? Stop him? No, in his younger years, he would have done the flip off. Where am I? What do you mean? I'm just ordering. I don't know where I am. In Martinez, sir, in the city of Revical, she says, thinking about what else to say. This intersection is called Roundabout North. He wants to know where we are. He knows where we are. He just wants directions. The lieutenant said uncomfortable with the level of disorientation you're displaying. What's up in the north? That's the pier. The Copperside apartment buildings. Some more tenements. Not a lot, really. East. There's a harbor gate. Some commotion, I think. I don't follow local politics. She shrugs. A fritter store, too. What's south? There's shops and a bridge. The canal leads to the coast, but it's broken, I think. Some kind of accident, probably. What's on the other side of the canal? Just coast. There's a little fishing village there and a fish market, but they got closed down ages ago. And what's west? Just water. She looks at the water. No, actually, I think they call it Mountainese Intel. Some islands of the bay, but they're hard to reach. Alright, that's all for now. No problem. She nods, brushing a fleck of soil off her cheek. He's very well composed. Back straight. I gotta run. Of course, I won't hold you back. She wipes her brow with a canary yellow glove. If there's a corpse, then you're gonna need those gloves for an autopsy. One more thing, can I borrow your gloves? Sure, keep them. I have another pair. She hands you rubber gloves with no visible annoyance. Oh, thank you. Nice. Pigs go home. The street name is ineligible. Goods from the lorry haphazardly litter the surroundings. Close the window. Please use main entrance.
Welcome to Ivashol.
Now says the rotund man. The remark isn't addressed to you. It's addressed to the lieutenant. I know, Rivercole. That's where we are.
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago. Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you.
You tell him.
It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this post-war limbo.
What he means is a fixation on the Revachol nation makes it harder for Revachol to actually maintain self-determination. He's right. You're undermining our best shot at self-determination.
Oh, come on, man. I just said welcome to Rivachol. It's a lorry driver thing.
That name doesn't inspire much confidence there, friend.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here, that I should watch myself and behave. But you see, I'm an officer of the RCM. It's actually my job to make sure you behave. I would advise you to remember that.
Silence. The air between them becomes tense. Your partner's back up. Now's your moment to shine. Okay, Kim, I got your back. Give the shoulder a punch on the
You
shoulder.
two make a cute couple. You know that?
Janet exhales and regular calmness. That's settled. We have a couple
Whatever
questions.
you say, officers.
Sits impassively, cigarette smoldering between his fingers. His breath smells of heavy motor oils and his breath of high tar content cigarettes. Probably Austro Whites. What is that argument all about? It's about biological determinism, natural law, the sorting of races. He spits on the ground. Fucking French. Not the French. Not the most popular topic nowadays, but the coalition in charge and all. You might want to change the topic. It is bury your head under the sand like common sheep. Oh, so you're just racist. Makes sense. I'm not just racist. Look, I've read books. He gestures with a cigarette for emphasis. The sciences of racial theory has all been proven, even if some people don't want to accept it. You who study these things say that you and me are superior to in design. He glances to the lieutenant. So naturally, we also don't should be in charge. Obviously, you can see you can see the merits in that. As I can tell, you're a prime example of superior design. Open your eyes. Haven't you noticed something different lately? Of course, he's French. The unfortunate downturn may be when members of superior race cease to believe in their innate superiority. They stop competing for resources. And what's the problem with that? Problem, these damn keepits are showing a real good game lately. Some with misquotes. He throws a sharp glance to Lieutenant Kisaragi and the other intruder species too. They're on the precipice of cultural victory. Cultural victory. What is that then? Oh, what is this cultural victory? No, we're just discussing fucking racism. Hell yeah. It's what the keepits of Boogie Street are going for right under our noses, and the others too on the radio. Heard any chansons lately? Heard any more cantons? Or I don't fucking know what these words say. No, dominant culture is how they plan to win. They say so themselves. It's true. He pushes on. Oh, thank God. Also, you need to realize the dangers of mixing race. Who knows what might happen if people don't stay in their birthplace? You might end up with a new subrace with unknown characteristics leading to extra competition. Well, you've got to control the offspring. Yeah, I think I can get down. I think I can get down with race. Now, hold on. Now, he's starting to make... Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I'm not down with this. Why don't you go fuck yourself? Don't push or look. The man gives you a disgusted look, then turns attention elsewhere, ignoring your presence. So no joke, if we had said, let's be racist, that gives us a new mind thing to deal with. Yeah, we can learn some weird shit. If only there was truly just a one that just said fucking racism. There's not, but it's close. Jump Jams, popular Mesquite Gloss magazine, most able-bodied men. This issue hosts a top 10 list. Okay, yeah, no, this game gets weird. 3 T's. How idiomatic. Lost, out of place. Yeah, I'll take that. Melancholy pop song plays on the radio. The small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine balls, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the St. Baptiste pharmaceutical logo. Their logo is the bloodless rose, pure, white, untouched by harm.
Just ask me if you need anything from St. Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Duramine, Magnesium, and Hypnogamma.
What do those products do? I don't know. Let's see. Nose spray is a nasal spray. Dogamine is a really good painkiller. Mozy is a dietary supplement. Hemagipan is... I don't really know what Hemagipan is, but I guess it makes you feel less shit. It's recommended for use after lots of partying, studying, or exercising. Can you be a little bit more specific? No, sorry, I'm not like a doctor or anything. Go smoke your cigarettes and eat your croissants while you speak your wrong language. Miles, come on! No, Ori speaks the France. She's wrong, but she speaks it. Saint Batista, you know. Yeah, but she's Swiss, not French. But she speaks French. That's the problem. She nods slowly at the cabinet. The pharmaceuticals company? Saint Baptiste Pharmaceuticals, the one that sells meds out of Saint Baptiste. She points to the cabinet. That one? There? She is right! Saint Baptiste, the company derives its name from the Saint Baptiste, the city. Itself so named, because that's what it is. A rare case where it really is a full magical history. As far as anyone knows, at least. Oh, okay. this machine? The clerk looks up out of a magazine. Oh, that's the tar machine. Yes, but what is it? She knits her brow confused. It's a machine for tar, you know. You find tar outside, like bottles or whatever, and you put it in the machine and it gives you money. I see. And how do I pick up tar for the tar machine? You need a bag, I guess. We used to have some, but we gave them all out, so she shrugs awkwardly. Free to use it if you find a bag, though. I'm sure there are some out there. She points outside somewhere. Okay. Your roses, doves, and tulips too. Nice. That looks like a whole lot up there. Before you stands a motor carriage. The bodywork is covered in blue and white livery bearing the number 57. Beer permits from the large engine at the back of the vehicle. It hasn't had time to cool off yet. Must be the infernal machine that tore you from oblivion. The Cooper Skinner motor carriage. Open the door. In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook, and a pull-out toolbox on a seat. A soft glow of fuel preheater gauge. A scent of leatherwork and heavy fuel washes over you. Pull out toolbox. The metal drawer slides out from under the seat and clicks into place. Tools are neatly organized. Take what you need, sir. It's going to be a long case, and I'm not protected with my tools like some men are. We'll take the pry bar. Feels nice and cold in your hands, heavier than you think. Useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids. We'll take the chain cutters. Handles are long and sleek. Snip, snap, snap. Go the cutters in your hand. You can do good work with these. Cut chains, locks, and ropes, especially belts. Hand-cranked flashlight. We thought that said fleshlight. We've been confused this whole time. It's robust, weatherproof, and well made. Police issue. Blue. That lets you see things in the dark you'd otherwise miss. Alright, cool. When your fingers are one of the steering levers. The white suede feels luxurious under the touch, and the metal clutch handle seems familiar in your palm. Tap on the fuel preheater gauge. You tap on the gauge and your pin jerks as if startled. The large orange sector indicating the engine is warm. Next to the gate is a red switch labeled heat. There's no use pressing the heat button, he says, jingling his keys. It won't start without the ignition key. Translation? We're not going anywhere right now. Pick up the radio. The frequency tab lights up in a green button labeled permaline. Glows like a feline's eye, and you hear something. A soft purr of electrical kittens. Radio waves cast far and wide over the metro police. One's voice greets you through the static.
This is Precinct 57. Hello, Lieutenant. How may I assist you?
Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the 41st precinct here. I'm putting him on.
Operating the radio is easy. Just be confident, and you've probably done it 1,000 times. Hi, Alice. This is the officer from the 41st precinct speaking. Nice to meet you.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Under the green promo, a yellow save button catches your eye. You wonder what the lieutenant's default radio station is. Could you connect me to the 41st precinct? I have something I need to report. Just a second, officer. She put you on hold, the static crackling like a bonfire, while you hear an old man greeting you from the radio. His rattly voice is oddly familiar.
10-2, 10-5. This is 41st. Come in. Over.
This man used relay code. You know this. You're a cop. And cops know relay code. 10-4, Station 41. I've got urgent business. Over.
10-4, message received. 10-5, relay message. What's your status? Over.
Just reporting in. Over.
10-18, state your message, sir.
I need to report my badge missing. 10-9, over. My badge, I can't find it anywhere. Basically, it's gone. 10-4, message received. This is a very situation. I need to 210 the captain, over. Is it him? A dry voice asked in the background. What does he want? Says he lost his badge and needs to report it. He... what? He lost his badge? Hello, hello. Who lost his badge? Dick fucking Mulligan, who do you think? It's obviously Dick Mulligan from bestseller Dick Mulligan and the Lost Identity, he says, fighting off after. Dick Mulligan is not your name. It's the name of a fictional detective who would not lose his badge. Shit. Defend yourself immediately. They're laughing at you. Ha ha, officer lost his badge. Ha ha, like I'm the first cop to ever misplace his badge. Ginger. Yes, correct. He says this has probably happened to other policemen before him and laughed sarcastically. Oh, he says this has probably happened to other policemen before him and laughed sarcastically. Oh, god damn it, is he fucking kidding? This whole station's gonna be dicked for this. So, Satellite Officer Vic Myers wondering if you might have been joking and adds that this tarnishes the reputation of the entire station. Over. Mullen Dictus. Come on, operator, tell him to stop. This is serious. He's asking you to stop. Says this is serious. Of fucking course it's serious. He lost his fucking badge. Satellite Officer Vic concurs. Losing your badge is serious. Over. Can we just move on? I want to get it reported and be done with it. And 4, I hear you, officer. I'm just gonna make a note here and that you were in pursuit of your misplaced badge. Over. Fuck me. Matt, come here. You gotta hear this. Dick Mullen lost his badge. What's going on? Super cop here lost his badge. He lost his what now? His badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge. Would you all please stop saying lost his badge for a moment? Yes, you to please stop saying he lost his badge. What, did you find it? The room at the end line erupts in volcanic laughter. Sergeant Thompson is wondering if you found your badge yet. Over. You don't have to come back, sorry. It's hard to think like this. He's not replying. Looks like he's still looking for it. You hear laughter in the background. Enough with this now. I have other things to discuss. No, 9, come again. I didn't get that over. The animated conversation in the back is making it difficult for him to hear you. New heights, even for Captain Sober. Ask him. The speaker gets through. Ask him if he lost his gun too. The room roars with laughter. Sergeant Tarson wants to know if you lost your gun too. Over. What are we playing? It says it in the fucking title. Come on, guys. Come on. Check your pockets. Check your... Holy fuck, you don't know where it is, do you? Oh my god. Oh god, it's not here. It's Disco Elysium, though. We're playing some disco. Okay, it's gone. You guys must definitely gone. 10-9, come in, officer. Did you get my question? You were wondering about your gun. Over. Convince him you didn't lose your gun. Lying over the phone? It's easy. Just say it like it's truth, and then it becomes it. No, of course, I didn't lose my gun. He says he didn't. Thank God for that. That would have been a nightmare. I don't even want to imagine the poor prick who has to relay that kind of news to the captain. They're playing Insane Asylum. Yeah, there we go. It was bad enough. Tell him to find it and fast. We can have some gangbanging running around with it. We're glad to hear you have not lost your gun, officer. Do you need further assistance? Over. This might sound odd, but there are personal details I'd like to discuss. Okay, 10-4, sir. I hear you. Relay your questions. Over. Wait, before you think of anything stupid, before you say anything stupid, think it through. What's there to think about? You're gonna look like a straight jack. You're gonna be looking at a straight jack if you tell everyone you lost your memory. Be smart about this. Ask if he's there alone. For sir, I'm not hearing your questions. Hold on, are you alone in the room? I need some confidential information about myself. Negative, sir. I got a 10-12 present here. Visitors present here. Over. Feck. I want to know if you got my badge description in your report. Could you read it to me? Name, rank, date of birth? What? What is it? Is he's still on the line? He wants to verify the information on his badge. But of course, it's just Dick Mullen, High General of the Rivicon Cavalry Forces. Tell him to stop wasting time. What did you need, sir? Over. Please free to meet my full name in the future. 10-9, repeat. I didn't get that. Over. Say my name. Sorry, I will not have you talk to me in this manner. Over. Please, just say my name, Jules. What could he possibly still want from us? He seems intoxicated and keeps asking me to call him by his name. Mullen, drunk and emotionally aggressive? That's new. Wrap it up, don't droll just drunk antics. What's Disco Elysium? It's this. You're witnessing it live. Any news about my family? 10-4, excuse me, over? Thought you might have heard of them, that's all. No, sir, I haven't. You're not really keen on mentioning your home life, so I've always assumed that things weren't good on that front, over. I've ever told you about my life before the RMC? 10-4, well that's, does he actually want something, or is he hell-bent on disrupting our work? He asked if you ever told me about his days before joining the RMC. For God's sake, cut this shit out. Tell him to stop wasting time and be a goddamn policeman for a change. Sir, Satellite Officer Meyer says, I heard him. So was there anything else? Yeah, let's wrap this up. 10-10, transmission over.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
You should connect me to a civilian. Sylvie? She may have reported a murder. Of course. What's her number, officer? Kim didn't give you Sylvie's number? Yes, hold on. Jen looks at his notes. Her number is 005-1944-298. Received. Hold on, officer. Her slapping a marching rhythm on your thighs. Give it a minute. She might be busy at the moment. Takes a bit longer. Takes a bit to get to the phone. Officer, I have a Sylvia Mullica on the line for you.
Yes, hello?
Female voice greets you through static. It sounds like she's a million miles away from here. This is police. I have some questions to ask you about your last days at work.
Oh, right.
Hello,
officer. What can I do for you?
There is no resentment in her tone. She wants to ask you out. No question about it. Of course. You quit your job at the Whirling. Why? You mean, why did I leave the bar? You can hear her tense up on the other side. Honestly, I'm not really comfortable discussing it with you, sir. Why not? Why aren't you comfortable discussing it with me? I left because I need to get away from someone. Did you leave because of Garrett? What? Why would you think that? You told me he asked you out. Are you saying that didn't happen? Please don't bring Garrett into this. It's none of your business. God, why can't you just mind your own business? She mutters. I already said I don't want to talk about this. You're messing everything up again. Ah, fuck. Was you called the police? No, not me. But why didn't you call? Didn't a corpse in your workplace bother you? Well, of course it bothered me, but I thought you already knew about the corpse. I mean us. You should have called the police. No one calls the police. You can hear her adjust the receiver on her hand. The union would get angry. What do you mean by that? You know, she seems to look for words. What the union says goes. People listen to them and they take care of their own, which is like everyone here. Wait, Kim. Lower your microphone. Is she speaking the truth? Is the union law around here? Legally, no. In reality, yes. He looks around. Martinez is de facto policed by the dock workers. I'm the authority around here. Okay, she obviously doesn't want to challenge your authority. You feel much better now. Tell me, why exactly did you let a corpse hang in your backyard for weeks instead of calling us? I didn't want to get in trouble with the others. Push her further. Show her the error of her ways. Let me get this. What others? The other people who live around, local people. I didn't want trouble. What trouble? You don't live here. You don't understand. Squealing is frowned upon here. Everything is dealt with, well, by the union internally. You hear static, her chin rubbing against the receiver. Then, please, I don't want any trouble. I see, don't worry about it. Alright, I got you. You do? She sounds relieved. What else can I do for you? Do you know who made the call? I'm sorry, I don't. She clears the throat. Not a lot of people have phones around here. Copper thieves take the wires. People don't have the money to put the cables in again. They use the union phones or the ones of the coast. So the union has a phone. And there's one further down the coast. Got it. It was someone else. The lieutenant makes a note. We'll have to find out. We'll find them sooner or later, officer. It just might take a while. Okay, then, next question. Have you seen my badge? Yes, I know who you are. You're a police officer. The law. Our conversation has happened before. Establishing authority before this young girl seems to have been important to you in the past. Don't go there again. My badge is missing. Have you seen it anywhere? No, I haven't. Sorry. Real policemen have uniforms too, by the way. Where's yours? Not my uniform. Not the drip. Kim doesn't have a uniform. He seems real to me. He's in plain clothes. Voluntarily. It's different from not knowing where your uniform is. Yeah, shit. You seen my gun? Please, no, not this skin. Everyone saw your cool gun, detective. She sounds beyond exasperated. I showed you my gun? When did it happen? You were trying to impress some people with it. Everyone was eating and... She stops hesitantly, not sure if she continue. And what did I do? Oh, cool, we got a skill point. You were raving it around everyone's face, begging them to describe it. You said it calms you, and then you started making suicide jokes. It was pretty graphic. Oh, those again? I've been trying to wean you off them. Off of what? You know, when you put your your actual gun on your temple and pretend to shoot your brains out. Off of that. People don't like that. I remember this. You were screaming things like, my brains are all over the walls, painting them red. I won't be seeing it because those are my brains. I can't see without my brains. Very nice visuals there. Okay, I don't know what to say. Me either. I threatened to kill myself. I mean, look at this world. I'd love to stay. Sounds on the other end of the line. Yeah, but what happened to my gun? No idea. All I know is next year we've around money instead, saying things like big bucks cannot lie and guns can't buy money, but money can always buy guns. Now wait a minute. Now he's got a point. It almost looks like you pawned it, but believe me, I did not ask, she says. Fuck. Have you seen my policeman uniform? I never saw you in any uniform. You had your things on. The disco things. Okay. This guy's just an asshole. Well, he was highly intoxicated, Miles. You have to stay with it. Hey, do you want to grab a cup of coffee with me sometime? Don't worry, chat, we're fine. No, absolutely not. That came so fast you can't but wonder what else would she be good at. Yes, what would she be good at? Baseball, ring a bell, quiz shows, catching keys in the air, petting an angry cat. I think I have everything I need, thanks. Please don't call me again, but wait, why? Does she seem angry? Wait, why does she seem angry with you? No, she doesn't have a problem with you. It must be someone else, like that Garrett guy. But I'm a guy. Surely it isn't about me. Trust me, you wouldn't want to be the guy here. You know how it is. Yak, yak, nag, nag. No, you're the guy. You're Lieutenant Love, matchmaker extraordinaire. Help the poor girl out lest she turn into a spinster. Oh my god, not a spinster. Not a spinster, my god. You have to intervene on behalf of Love. First, calm her down. Tell her you've got everything under control. Then go have boys talk with Garrett himself. You can do that, Lieutenant Love? Okay. Are you still there, kiddo? Listen, I've got everything under control. No. What? Oh no. Where are we going? I know, baby. I know. It's just that you've got this sweet... You've got that sweet woman-child thing that makes men go crazy. Especially men like Garrett. Oh god. Please just stay out of my... Like, I've got a hunch your love life is about to take a very pleasant turn. Give Lieutenant a knowing wink. What? Lieutenant raises his shoulders. What is it? You'll see, Lieutenant. You'll see. Call was terminated by the other party. Anything else, officer? It's on. The love quest is on. Too late, everybody. It's on. Take it to Garrett now. Press the button.
As always, it's DJ Mesh and Felicio, and you're listening to Street Freaks FM, bringing you the hottest, the nastiest, the most vulgar.
Fox Eagles takes off nearby, start by the roaring radio. Right, Lieutenant reaches into the cabin and turns off the radio. He's not looking at you as he says,
Someone must have been messing with the radio, or maybe picked up a random frequency. You wanted a prime line, right?
Speed Freaks FM, huh?
Oh, is that what it was called?
He's trying hard to act surprised. Go for it. Turn the radio back on while it's still on Speed Freaks FM. Souped up motor carriage for one bad mama's boys. 4 heavy foot and freaking...
Damn it!
Tim moves quickly as the Viper switches the radios off and sets the prime line, then turns to you.
Look, it helps me to stay alert on long nights, okay? It's a method. I'm not some kind of speed freak or...
What about heavy foot?
You would be too if you had this motor carriage.
He snaps half seriously.
But seriously, let's quit joking around, alright? We have a case to investigate.
He turns back to the cabin.
This is Precinct 57.
I'm done with the radio. Let's get out of here. Let's get to that dead corpse. Remember, we got a dead body to investigate. So you set of tire tracks on the brown slush that covers the plaza. Reconstruct the movement. These tire tracks were left by an unknown event that took place some days ago. It's a message written in the language of burnt rubber. Some of the rubber stuck to the tiles right in front of the whirling rags. This is point A. The driver started here and accelerated straight into the fence, leaving a hole big enough for the Frank-on cavalry, according to the cafeteria manager. What happened next? The driver proceeded to back out of the yard, barely stopping before hitting the adjacent building. Before heading south. Must have been in a hurry. A car drove through the fence. You're correct. This is a rather motor carriage friendly city. Is this connected to the case? I'm not sure. There are plenty of traffic accidents waiting to happen in Maltese. With the jam right on the roundabout, I would keep them separate. Could follow the track south. There seems to be a canal there. See where they went off to, if you have the time. Smells like spilled meat and curdled dairy. A human being decomposes.
Kuno's got this.
The boy throwing rocks at the dead body can't be older than 12. If there ever was such a thing as an ugly kid, this is it. He's almost exquisite in his ugliness. Like a gremlin.
Oh yeah, Nappa Gumpy Kuno.
Yells the other kid behind the fence. Hey, isn't that Mustache Girl's voice actor? Nice. I want your time, please.
Can't talk, pig. Shit's coming up strong. Throwing rocks.
Shit's coming up strong. That sounds good. Joyous. Should hang out with this kid and see that juicy shit is all about. Juicy what now? I mean drugs. The kid's on drugs.
Yeah, Kuno. Ride the lightning, Kuno. Kuno's riding it, see?
He whips sweat from his brow and sends another rock flying.
Rake, Kuno. You should throw the rake at him, Kuno. The fuck does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener.
Kim, what should we do?
We shouldn't do anything. I don't tempt such forces.
What
You will
forces?
see.
What? What? Who's he? What? That sounded like a threat. What? Okay. Language is because they're using pure, unfiltered ID. There's no reasoning with these creatures. Are the kids
The
siblings?
fuck are you talking about?
He throws another rock.
He's calling us Kuno. He says we're fucking each other.
Kids, you want to hang out? I'm not a narc.
Fuck no. Kuno doesn't buy that shit. Fucking entrapment shit.
Fast. This kid's got street smarts. Okay, I have questions for you.
Alright. Entertain the Kuno. Show me what you got. What you got there? What you got, huh? Show me what you got.
Kid moves his hands like a basketball player dribbling fast. I gotta ask, who is Kuno? Kuno's pig. The boy points his chest with both thumbs. It's always Kuno, never I. Clearly the kid's using third perspective as a shield. String, you refer to yourself in third person to distance yourself from the situation? Kuno doesn't do that smart shit. He seems offended. Don't throw the book shit at Kuno. Kuno knows you're lying. What the fuck is happening? Gonna get Kuno hooked on the book? Watch out, Kuno. He's trying to fill you. He's gonna put his hands on you. The thing behind the fence starts squealing, shrill and violent like a fire alarm. Help! Pig's got Kuno! Help! Rape! The sound gets louder as the child shouts at the windows overlooking the yard. Help! The boy joins in. He's got the Kuno! Help! Everyone can hear. You need to get the hell out of here before. Just answer. Just answer the questions. This kid's going places. He's digging his dick out. Escalate, Kuno. There you go. When in doubt, chat. Escalate. His dick is out. You're afraid. Pigs are hurting Kuno. Somebody, please. It's full blast now. The wind carries the message far and wide across Martese. How did we get here? How did this happen? This makes no sense. There may still be a way out. There may still be a way out. Just to appeal to his reason. Punch him. Are you high right now? Help, misters, help! He prances around, eyes bulging out of their sockets, rolling hard, yelling at the windows. Gosh, Kuno, he's showing his genitals. If you don't help Kuno now, it'll be too late. The fact nobody's, like, come out to check is also pretty fucking wild, though. Be logical, kid. I haven't done anything to you. Fucking logical. Okay, what about... Sixth charade? What is the sixth charade? The boy screams, his freckled face contorted in hideous, uncannibal laughter. Get off, Kuno, you sick fat fuck. Nearly psychotic way they could slip in and out of the act implies you're not the first victim. Hey, who put you up to this? No one, he whispers suddenly. Kuno's doing this because he likes it, pig. Help, the pig's gabbing him. Kuno can't speak. Someone put you up to this. You put up to this yourself when you decided to talk to him in the first place. Listen to you, in friend. Kuno hawks a loogie at the ground. The flame is yellowish, bubbling somehow. Did Garrett put you up to this? Kuno owns the fat ass. He whispers, looks around and yells from the top of his lungs. Kim, did you do this? Yeah, we're all in this together, the little one hisses with glee. The Bambuka is losing it. The lieutenant doesn't even shrug. Okay, no one put you up to this. Yeah, this will go well. Ow. Say nothing. You didn't shut him down. Your fat fisted me as target, instead pulling you down with it. Say nothing. Try to hold it together. Pig's trying not to cry. Kuno can't believe this shit. It's like he's now realized he has superpowers. Can no one stop the Kuno? Pig, Kuno thought you had this. What happened? Kuno can do anything now. You're writhing in joy, like the power you gave him is too much to take. God damn it. Chat, we blame you for this.
Cop gives up. The detectives...
Thankfully, there's an autosave right before that happened. Nice. So we've all learned a valuable lesson here today. Don't talk with children. They're evil little gremlins. As long as we can all agree on that together, we'll all be okay. Oh shit, there was a lot of stuff we could have touched. Well, damn. Yeah, we'll take it. Kids aren't real. The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look human. It's swollen and ready to burst. His lips are fish-like, his tongue like a ball gag in his mouth. Look down. A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle with the body below stiff, letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in even through your clenched nostrils. God, what is that? Why is it so bad? Active decay. The lieutenant raises a white piece of linen to his nose. It's okay to throw up, officer. No one is judging. Try to walk away. To it, it's possible to keep it in. Your body curls and pushes out, burst by burst. Till pool of vomit lies under your feet. Your throat stings from the stomach acid. The smell of Commodore Red rises from the pool. Among it, distilled spirits and bits of shish kebab. Fucking corpse. Keep it. The lieutenant gives you a blue checkered handkerchief. Thanks. The hangover is clearly making this worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head. Think ammonia would help? You can handle the headache. Some officers used to deal with cadaver odor. But not you. I can't handle the headache. It's more likely you can't handle the smell. It's more likely you can handle the smell. Unlike you. Okay, where do we get ammonia from? Is it further, am I? Maybe they have some in their apothecary. If they don't, points to the greenhouse. And a garden with a wheelbarrow on the corner of wooden rags. If she works here, she might have something for the smell. Pretty clever. Well, let's go check out what's over there. We'll be taking all those, yes. Which machine has been oxidized for some years. Gardener lady, we have more questions.
I can't believe it's snowing again.
The young woman sighs, watching the snow. The young woman watches the falling snow and sighs.
It felt like springtime just a few days ago.
My partner told me you may have some Mona. Can I have some? Sure, I'm done with it. Mom comes out of her breast pocket and hands it to you. Who's on that stuff? It gave me a terrible headache. Not sure how we use it, but we got it. Well, how do we use it? Money only makes it worse. The combination of the amount did fucking nothing. I think I don't want to be a cop anymore. Get over yourself, the lieutenant dispatched your bathroom rhythmically. I've seen stronger men turn themselves inside out for hours. You're facing tough odds here. Alcohol makes it considerably harder. I can't keep it in if I've been a cop my whole life. Seeing captains puke their guts out never gets easier. You never get used to the smell. Every Monday is cadaver day. Throw up, investigate, throw up, initial autopsy, throw up, bag it. He pats your back again. Then drive to the station. You'd throw up on the way there if you didn't bag the thing tight enough. You seem to be fine. I think I've lost my sense of smell. Let's pause. A white lie. Not being over it helps too. Do it without me. I just can't keep it down. This is a 2-man assignment. Besides, it needs 2 officers to complete. Need your help. Okay. We should talk to the locals, find out something else to do while the wind changes. It's pretty bad right now. A thought. We gained a thought. Chat, we have it. The volumetric shit compressor. Your shit is coming apart, and it's rather unbecoming of a cop and a human being. It's supposed to be the opposite of that. Together. Compressed in a small area. To achieve a solid level of shit compression, squeeze your butt cheeks together for 30 minutes. Do something similar with the 2 hemispheres of your brain. Talk to people. Maybe that'll help. Alright. Maybe he's got a fucking point. Now, hold on. He might be right. Well, we got 30 minutes. Time to kill some time. Well, can't go in that way. We need a bag. Book has a rose, a pistol, and a half-naked dame on its cover. This book appears to be erotica, but without actual erotica. In the cover stands a very muscular man surrounded by flames. The book is titled Man from Elysium and the Wildfires. Nice. This book is about Patty. Or Patai. Nice. This book, you don't really understand what's about, nor does it seem to be important. Book about Bodair culture, promotes freedom and roaming upstream. Book about the future. The government reads your mind using radio technology. Oh, nice.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open.
A young girl with chubby red cheeks waves at you, smiling. Her nose is a little red from the cold. I am the wall.
I know, sir.
Stomps her feet to feel warmer.
Are you interested in a new and exciting book?
What kind of store is this anyway?
It's a bookstore, sir. We sell books, postcards, and some board games. It's called Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold your horses there, little good. What is a book?
That is a book.
Points
They
at the
have
stands.
stories inside them. It's like someone told you a story in a really long letter.
The fuck is a postcard?
A postcard is a small cardboard picture. You can write a few words on the other side and send it to your friend or beloved.
What's a board game?
Board games are like little games on a table, made to pass the time. There are several different ones, but sailors here mostly buy cards.
Interesting, thanks.
My pleasure. Anything else you'd like to know?
Is it okay if I ask you some
Okay,
questions?
sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books.
What's your name? My name is Annette, sir. My mom, her name is Plensky. She owns the store. She's inside minding the register, organizing the stock. Gazes at the window and suddenly jolts her eyes wide as if recalling something. If you step in and browse our wares. You're standing out here in the cold because I'm signaling that the store is open. She nods eagerly. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. Oh God, could you imagine? Now, I could help by brutally dismantling the free market. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I'm glad to help out Mom in the store. She doesn't understand what you said. Fuck. Can you be in school or something? I do have my studies at home. I do my studies at home at the moment. I help Mom keep this place running. What is school anyway? School? She observed. Well, mine is a big yellow building. Mine is a big yellow building in Boogie Street, and the people there run it. They say it's a charity. Isn't going to school more important than this? Mom says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. My mom says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed. There was stress and unease behind those words. She's reciting etiquette. How's the business going? Mom says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being, she looks over her shoulder, cursed. Cursed? In what way? Cursed in a way that makes them say that no business ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go, she looks around for the right word, bankrupt. Exactly, but we've been doing fine so far. Sounds rather serious. I should probably look into this. We can go into the bookstore and ask about the case, but I don't see much more to look into here. Lieutenant makes a note in his notebook. Yes, he chirps. Please, do look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games you asked about are also there, sir. What do you know about the other failed businesses? Nothing really, sir. No one doesn't allow me to sneak in the back rooms of the cellar. I don't really know what's there. How does this curse manifest yourself? It does not manifest itself in any way. It does not exist. Like the bit when we were talking about whether it's appropriate to stand in the freezing weather. But Kim, the plasmic manifestations. No such thing. Lieutenant stands at your side, stern and serious. Anything else you want to know about? Enough about the curses for now. What is this crime business? Crime fiction is things like murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of the policeman or the private detective who's trying to solve the crime and catch the criminals. Wait, not crime fiction. And you know what crime is? Oh man, are we just making Chris go full fucking toilet brain? Like Chris is the most head empty motherfucker on the planet. Is that the direction we take him in? Because that's a good direction to go. We'll be right back. We're going to go grab a drink. No, we're gonna go full toilet brain. She doesn't know what to say. Is that bad? Crime is a deviation from the law punishable by either a civil or criminal proceedings. It's what the law prevents. Why would anyone want to read about crime? It's exciting to people, I guess. They get to imagine dangerous things. It's kind of like a puzzle where you can guess who the criminal is and how the good guys are going to catch him. I'm a policeman myself, by the way. The law, as I said. You don't look much like a policeman. She examined you as if to find something police-like. What does a policeman look like anyway? Don't mean to offend, sir. It's just you don't look like Dick Mullen. She points to a book cover on which you see a strapping Vesperan officer. He stands grimly over the body of a dead woman. Well, look at that guy. I'll never be as good as Mullen. Don't say that. He's not even real. You're real. Overshadowed by a fake man. That's harsh. She looks at you, Timothy. Cheer up, sir. It's much easier being a fictional character. He doesn't have to deal with real things. Maybe we can sort of real deduction work, sir. In the books. Smiles warm and consulting, unlike the imperial image of Dick Mullen. Okay, I'm going to do something now. Good. Hey, why do you keep your hands folded? What do you mean, sir? She looks worried. You don't need to be worried. I'm here to help. Looks around eagerly. Her hands made fold in front of her. Doesn't want to show them. Ned stands by, looking at the two of you with little interest. It's okay. She brings out her red hands. Her nails are fried, nearly chewed down to the flesh. You bite your nails. And you knew this from me keeping my hands folded? She shoots you a suspicious glance. There are a few other hints. Well, that proves nothing. Anyone could do an easy deduction like that. Rise flash for Divine. She's not impressed. Want more? Bet I can figure out why you bite your nails. I got a few reasons in mind. She sounds half enthusiastic. You're uptight because of your mother and the pressure she's putting on you. Maybe so, sir, she says. Okay, I know it's a bad habit and I shouldn't. I hope this entertained you. It was okay, sir. She's still got a rebellious streak. There's more that can be achieved here. Ask her to do the same. Think so? Fine. Fine, do better. Do something about me. You're quite sober, she snaps back quickly. This guy? This guy right here looks sober to you, huh? Lieutenant does not flinch at the comment. He does not flinch a single bit. He is intensely not flinching. It takes effort. Wait, how do you know I'm usually not? Because you usually aren't. I'm also sad and my head hurts. I'm sorry, sir. I hope things get better soon. She looks you in the eye, a gleam of sympathy on her face. There she stands, swinging her feet, assaulted by the eerie spring breeze. She smiles at you. The whole situation suddenly feels familiar somehow. There's something you're missing. Some suspect. Because you know each other. Because she talked to you openly because you've talked before. Hang on, so you know me? We've met before? Yes, I stand in this spot all the time. She sways back and forth on her feet. You're running around all week without your shirt on, sir. Telling people about being a star or something. I don't really understand who those stars are. Did I ever talk to you? Of course, you stopped by a few times. She looks at you instantly. You didn't look better than the last time I saw you. What do you mean better? Thanks, I'm trying. Yeah, I can see. You don't have party eyes anymore. The lieutenant slowly, ever so slowly, realizes something. Party eyes. Yes, of course, that makes sense. Party eyes? You know, like a cat in the dark. All big and wide-eyed. She giggles a moment. Something that looks odd on a man. The swiveling eyes of a loony drug addict. That's probably what she meant. You're probably running, too. Fuck yeah, you should get some of that party eyes right now. Snap those sequins on ya, boy. Does that mean I've been partaking in narcotics? Oh, baby, that's not what you have to worry about. Worry about the important thing. So why didn't you tell me you knew me to begin with? I don't know. I didn't know I had to do that. She looks puzzled. Thanks, I've learned something about myself today. God, I can help you, sir. She smiles a wide, helpful smile. What is romance? Go on. No, let's get to the heart of the matter. It's the type of books where there's a rich lady and she has to choose between a good man and a bad man. She smiles at the thought, perhaps imagining yourself in that situation. Or it could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir. What about a poor man getting a rich lady? It happens, but usually the guy gets rich in the process. Or should actually be rich himself, but has lost his family property unjustly, like during the revolution or something. Those are unhappy books for most of the pages. People sad about what they've lost, but then it all turns out fine in the end. Or both the men are bad. Those are not very common. You don't have a choice between bad and bad. Nobody wants to read a story like that. Well, if it's written really well. Ugh. Well, maybe then it's fine. Maybe if the lady then decides not to pick either because she doesn't need a bad man. Yes, that would be interesting. What about when everyone is poor? It's really not a proper romance story. That's more like common everyday life. Sometimes you have to write about the real things. Not romance books, sir. Those about nice and pretty people and everyone is happy at the end. What about a book where the man and lady business doesn't work out at all? I haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask Mom. Maybe I will. Yeah, you think she had one about an excruciatingly painful breakup? I don't think it's a romance story if the main characters break up, though. She pauses, trying to figure out an appropriate answer. No, think about it. One where they plunge into a torrid spiral of pain and reconsummation, only it's really long and drawn out, scarred for life, phantom limb. No, I don't know. You puzzle doesn't ring a bell. Alright, I'll ask your mom. Yes, definitely. She nods relieved. She knows books, definitely. What was that? An idea for an unfinished novel stuck somewhere before you knew forward, right? Later, when you get the chance, you should address these issues by getting drunk. That'll show them. You know, electrochemistry, you got a point. It's enough questions for me. I had other questions. We got the volumetric shit compressor. The breakthrough. It's imminent. We don't know how to. We don't know how to make it go, but okay. Who are these famous people? Oh, kings and queens and generals of old, or artists, or writers, or musicians, those kind of people. There's usually something extraordinary about them. She scratches her cold-ridden cheeks and continues. I think that's why people read them, to find secrets of their fame. Seems like most people who read these books fail to get more famous from reading them. Reading those doesn't make the reader more famous, does it? Fame sounds delicious. Maybe, but it does make the famous people more famous. She smells usually. Fame sounds delicious. Maybe someone will write a book about me one day. Why would they do that, sir? Because I'm a superstar cop in the papers and everything. That'll show them. That's so cool. Maybe they'll make a book cover make you a book cover picture and everything, standing over a dead body holding a gun. Okay, bye. See you around, Annette.
Volumetric ship compressor. Bizarre scientific news from Revachol West today, where a police officer's shit has been observed at a pressure of around 495 gigadecimals. These metallic hydrogen levels of shit togetherness were thought to exist only at the center of collapsing stars, not law officials. It remains to be seen how long the shit's singularity lasts.
Nice. That's good. That's good, chat. Now our shit's together, alright? As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint. Where's it coming from? Or distant sunset, a stage light, flash photography. In more particular, it's just what superstar law officers do. They squint at lights and they solve shit. Actually, now that I hear superstar and law official together in the sentence, they sound. Yeah, it's me. I've been establishing my superstardom hard lately. Yes, you have. You're a big dick cop, Dick Mullen, Salome Rocky, by badass on the edge disco cop. Time to recede into a ludicrous fantasy world. Here we go. Lights. Camera. Wait, was this about a ludicrous fantasy world? Yeah, you know, beneath is just a heartbreak of pulmonary tract infection, osculocolitis disease. This is where you say action and reconceptualize it all. Reinvented in the world's first celebrity police officer. What? This is the beginning of your legend. Fuck it, action. A sudden flash will freeze around you, and you along with it. An iconic monochrome solution, a black silhouette on a re-stained orange world. It's on. Oh, fuck yeah. First, let's make this clear. No one is saying you're an actual superstar in the groupies cocaine riddled with hospital C. Strikes riddled with hepatitis C. Strikes a loose pose on a mic kind of guy. You're no Glumly Mullen or Davy Doolittle. No, you're a metaphorical superstar. You bring that rock, authenticity, and passion to a line of work where people don't expect or want to see it. Some would say it doesn't belong. Law enforcement. Cool, anyway. Chat, we're a superstar cop now. Isn't that cool? Gift books and molten candy. Man from the Hedgehog series. The display rack is ringing with a worn paperback featuring extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Hedgehog somewhere. Store King! Tell me about the Muscle Man books. Oh, Man from Hingeldom, a very popular series of adventure novels. Looks at the book with some disdain. They're awfully immoral and violent books. Why are they so popular? Blood and violence, scantily clad women, epic narratives, all those mystical things he encounters. They're bound to grab those with a little imagination and nothing to do. Sounds good. Which one do I start with? Doesn't matter, they're all the same. She rolls her eyes and the hills are pitted. However, the customer is always right, they say. Damn. If you're in a novice series, I'd recommend Hingedall, the man from Undenball. It's supposed to be a good introduction to the series. Cool. We'll be back for that. On board games, a small mountain of colorful board games. To the box, there are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Whirl-related merchandise. Looks at the pile of Whirl-related items. An endless variety of source books, lore books, Kodiak's littered the table. The top most book is titled Wickham Compendium, 2nd edition. Also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, Hunters of Kajat, Boreal Creatures Compendium, and a Pick Your Path adventure game book titled Tales of Whirl, Cavern of Velkrag. Books in a board game section. Who wants to read books? Anything that really catches my eye? This book says World 3rd Edition Mega Setting Supplements Module. The side note, a few fantastical board game adventures, new maps, and miniatures as stickers on display. 25 real. So we have to come back and buy and buy fucking tabletop games, right? Like, we just start playing a tabletop in a tabletop game. That's how you become God, right? Sword Keep. What board games do you have here? Wonderful board game, sir. The Vilcrest is a classic for sure, or perhaps you like Apologos of Insulan, a very educational game for those interested in geography. Royal Butter is a fun game of economic competition where you get quite intense but can get quite intense after a while. We have few for whole family. You can play with your children. I feel as if I don't have any kids. Friends are technically like family, she feels with a pendant, thinking. Every so often, our GPU has to make funny noises on this game. So about these Whirl things. Lousy Aura's there, she shudders. No, role-playing games are popular among those types. Who are into those kind of things. Personally, I don't like it. Not at all. Or they turn people into occult enthusiasts. That they have rituals where you try to summon entities, highly immoral stuff. You can still buy them, though. She looks at the table, crossing her arms. We'll be back for the tabletop chat, we promise. Book collection, The National Recipes of Arden. They are about lake trout. A quaint picture book of brochures, very colorful. It's a tome of fascist magic. Rather candid. Another boring book, just discarded here. Maps have been attached to the bulletin board, hidden inside the alcove, held up by small pins. The board has come loose from one corner. Look at the map of Insul. Large map contains archipelagos. You see a constellation of small dots on the light blue emptiness of the Incidelic Ocean, largest in the north. Largest in the northeast is Le Calu. You are here. Another far away from southeast. A mist island. Ile de Fontaine. What else? That place. Archipelagos, North Arcadia Islands. All just specks of dust on the vastness of Incidel. On the edges of the map, the color fades into a blur of dotted lines, black and white. Disintegrating into mathematics. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the northern coast of Kalu in a bookstore. It's you. There first, can you see cities on the islands? You can. On Kalu Roga, a single black store. On Ozian, Found-le, Vertimix. On Archipelagos. Mount Villers on Samel. Blah, 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 blah. 850 million people live on these little dots. An oceanic world of culture and commerce torn apart by history. Look at the edges. The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths, all pointing to pale nothingness. Mundi is the northern azimuth. Gandhi is the northeast azimuth. Sunrise is the east azimuth, and Sol is the west azimuth. Islos, they're called. Connections to other worlds. Worlds past Isuland. Isula, India. No, unknown to you. You only know you've never been there. You have little idea what they are. Distant stars, gods. But looking at them makes you feel almost non-existent. Whatever they are, the Isulos are immeasurably large compared to you. And very, very far away. Perhaps they are gods. Gods of distance and outer dust. Okay. What the fuck just happened? We looked at a map and then had a crisis of faith. Look at the map of Rivol. The northeast coast of Verdant Islands is shattered by the delta of a river. The river Esperderance. Countless bridges put the shards back together, and city blocks to river islands. La Delta says a great artificial heart in the center, teeming with life forms and constructions. To the east, rolling hillsides. Lejonin, Stellamars, suburbs of Saint Bastille, swallowed up in the megacity. East haven't reached you. This is Riville East. And west of the river? Koran. It's somewhere to live. Not bad. Then there's Jamrock. It's bad. People shouldn't live there, but they do. The Falsburg. It's almost as bad and much larger. Then Coal City. It's the worst. You feel you're just west of Coal City, somewhere above Jamrock and close to Coal City. Look at the map, Martys. It's not really a map. It's a tourist thing. A picture postcard with buildings on it. Drawn from isometric perspective. A date in the upper right corner says 48. Still, it's detailed. Could be pretty useful for scouting ahead. You can see jagged boxes of industrial hardware, even the whirling rags there. Storekeeper cannot buy these maps. I'm sorry, officer. The maps of Martys is the only one available. The other two are not for sale anymore. Besides, you could scarcely afford them. Martys is 90 cents, though. Why is one of Martys so cheap? I don't think. It's out of date map of a tourist location that never was nor came to be. From when some design studio people tried to spruce this place up 4 or 5 years ago. They also renovated the horse statue, set those quarters, operated viewers, and designed the new street lamps. This place does not look like a successful tourist trap, now does it? What happened then? It didn't get far, for some reason. A shame the project never got going. Would be nice if someone fixed Martys up. All these ruins are bad for business. That's what you think. You peek at the storekeep, waiting for her to be distracted. When she's not looking, you deftly rip the map off the bulletin board and pocket it. You're now the proud owner of Map Martys, which, to be honest, did not even cost that much. Huh, that's weird. We thought we heard something behind us. Weird. Do you want the casket in here? No. Everyone knows the most thing about fascists was their magic. Of course, of course. Naturally.
Welcome to Cry romance and biographies of famous people. My name is Plaisance.
Okay, we thought like that was just the slogan of that's what we have. Is that the name of this place? We're starting to see why you're not selling well.
Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
So, you're the owner of the store?
I am the proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
Her voice is high-pitched as if to give it more penetration. Your daughter's the one standing outside the store, right? I nodded yes, my daughter. She wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl? Yes, of course. Wonderful. Did you talk to her? Yes. Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled are you to buy the book after talking with her? I'm not gonna grade a human being. I don't do that. Now it's not personal. It's proper sales practice and market research. I expect an answer. 10. You're very polite and helpful. My precious, her dedication brings me such joy. And she's satisfied with the answer. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette. The way you are handling her strikes me as wrong. Mind your own business, sir. Poster becomes rigid. In our society, people don't get to tell each other how to raise their children. It's none of your business. I'm here to dismantle the free market and abolish child labor. Is this... Chad, is this where we do it? It's here, right? Chad, is this the place where we... Is this where we do it? Oh, this is looking like the place. She rolls her eyes. You gotta be kidding me. There's nothing like that happening. Depends, how much do you pay the kid? Good sir, what does a young child do with money anyway? No, I save it for her, as a fun. She's securing her financial future out there. Such criminal behavior would not happen in more developed countries. In some more developed countries, this sort of thing is 2 felonies: child labor and slavery. Those countries will realize they raised a lazy and spoiled generation. Her tone is decisive, not at all angry at the insinuation. Are we done with the jokes now? You have quite enough fun here, right? The lieutenant taps his foot. All this pressure's made her really anxious. She's been chewing her nails. God, I told her not to do that. It's disgusting. I told you to mind your own business, first form. You have no idea how hard it is to raise a girl in this economy. I think she can do anything about it. She can if she has enough willpower. This is what they call growing pains. Life isn't easy. Life doesn't give breaks. Come on, ma'am. It's obvious she can't do anything about it. It's an unnecessary burden on a young child. What you're doing is wrong. Even I know that. Usually I don't know anything. And stiff and severe, silently fuming. 10 or so seconds pass without change. She's looking for one. There simply aren't any good arguments for being an asshole. All of a sudden she exhales sharply. Oh no, hold on. I need to invite her inside and apologize. She must be freezing out there. There. She returns a nod. I don't know what to say to you. My husband tries to teach me business lessons, and I have, what do I call it, a dull mind, all this stress. So she stops, but her mouth keeps moving. Is this husband and not his father? Yes, my husband is a successful entrepreneur east of the river. If only he were more involved in the business we're running here. No matter, soon we'll both be off for Grand Corps. Grand Corps, what's that? It's a proper place to live. One of the most peaceful neighborhoods east of Jamrock. You know, it's... you may know it for its massive housing projects. Most of the buildings are empty at the moment. Smells white. It's a great opportunity to get ahead of the crowds. Better time for sure. And your husband's also involved with the bookstore? He made the initial investment, since he's been what you've called the silent partner. Super silent. Almost inaudibly so. Is she an only child? Yes, I'm afraid so. A real treat she is. It'd be nice if she had... No, we couldn't afford more children, really. Not in this economy. A glimmer of sadness blinks through the well-crafted exterior. Why not? We're quite busy people. You know, my husband and I, quite busy. First wavers a bit. Children are a lot of work. You don't look like a father, so I don't expect you to understand. Sorry. I'm sure you understand. She told me she doesn't go to school anymore. She's been too busy helping me here, so she studied at home this trimester. Temporary solution, of course. I assure you, I of all people understand the importance of education. She will be back to school the moment the store takes off. That right? What do I do if I want to buy a book? Goodness, you were already doing good browsing the shelves. Why'd you stop? So, don't you feel compelled? Go on, get back there. The book awaits you. So what types of books do you have? Everything is on the shelves. Take a look yourself. She knows her glasses. The shelves compel you, don't they? Yeah, you're right, they do. Full for now, book peddler. We're going to go back here now. See a set of tired curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
Examine the strange cage like trinket. See some kind of charm. Irregular polyhedron, assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. That disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you. From the looks of it, is a traditional Simonese ward meant to provide protection against ill luck, bad dreams, curses, and other supernatural scourges. And who are these Simonese? Inhabitants of Ile de Fontaine, the Cinnamon Islands down south. Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there's nothing else you can do with the fish charm at this time. The curtain remains shut before you. Shopkeeper! What's behind these curtains? Nothing. Now please go back to browsing books. She feels with the pendant. Would you feel compelled at the books? The books are all you care about. She speaks almost as if she's trying to put a spell on you, urging you to buy more books. If the more she tries to haul you away from the curtain, the more alluring they become. Pull open the curtains. As you're about to pull open the curtains, the petrified voice of the shopkeeper cries out once more. "Do not touch that. I told you off limits to customers." Her hands very close around the pendant, her fingers nervously playing with the talisman. Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous. She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal pupils? What is about the curse? That's why you're afraid? It's just the storeroom for employees, I told you. Now please step away from the curtains. She's almost begging you. But I sense this place calling for me. I must investigate beyond the threshold. You do? She grabbed her pen again, visibly shaken. God, even more reason not to miss the curtains. Just step away, dear sir. I don't care. You can't stop me. I'll open them. No! She raises a hand to try and stop you. Please, come talk to me, officer. Come here and let's talk this through before you decide to do anything extreme. Talking always good. Go see what she has to say. Ignore the curtains for now.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime.
Why are you uptight about the curtains? I already told you. It's just storage room for employees. I don't understand why it's so important to you. Just let go, officer. Go buy some goddamn books. You're supposed to be drawn to the books. She recites it like a poem, like she's playing a role she's grown tired of. She tenses a miracle she hasn't snapped in half. Are you trying to put a spell on me? A spell as if, she shouts. This place doesn't need any spells or hoodoo mumbo jumbo. This place has a wonderful energy. She wavers under your gaze, mouth pressing into a tight-lipped smile. Then something breaks. Okay, fine. It's because this place is cursed, just like everyone said. Don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing. Are you happy now, officer? Happy that you've ruined everything? She closes her eyes and starts mumbling something to her pendant. Hosts of hosts, she prays, guard me in my honest business venture from the curse that lurks beyond the curtains. How does this curse manifest itself? Curse, much more worse than you could imagine. It's a disease, eating away at the very foundation. A cold shiver runs through the woman as she looks around the dimly lit store. It's a curse of financial disaster, her voice drops to a whisper. Of ruin and bankruptcy. She peers at the curtains again. Not mentioned that the previous tenants have experienced some financial troubles. It's not just that, officer. We're dealing with something supernatural here. It's the Kako demons. Being off the bad energy practices and disappointing income statements. There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I sense an eerie lingering presence, as if I was unwanted here. Why just tell me right away that it's a curse? It's not good to talk about the curse, not in detail. Negativism, she shivers. It's dangerous. Talking about the void wraiths angers them. Wow, void wraiths. You have new words. Have you sought help from anyone? Yes, I've contacted numerous psychologists, even a pair of Siamese mediators. They provided me with the wards. He nods at a strange cage-like trinket on the curtains. The wards help keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies in the building, even though now I fear it's not enough. Is the pendant part of the wards as well? Oh, this? She holds the pendant in her palms. Its ocarine heart glistens in her light. No, it's a special Heaven amulet blessed by desert pygmy shamans with a spell of compulsion. It's to compel people to buy books. You fucking what? There are numerous spells cast out the store. I had the books knowing with different endicement spells, for example. It's guaranteed to boost sales 15%. Desert pygmy shamans? Sounds like a rather questionable way to describe a group of people. Would you like me to take on the case? I could investigate, see if the curse is real. Well, certainly not. I want anyone who's not familiar with the psych arts to get involved in this mess. Stay away. Leave the spirits be so they can return to their slumber. My liege! You know what this case calls for? A paradetective. Convince her to let you investigate the Dune commercial area. We got this. Slither up to her, you silver-tongued fiend. Your world-class perfidy looks like. Ma'am, I came here to help. I have handled paranatural situations before. Are you sure? She looks skeptical. Don't think I haven't seen a charlatan before. Haven't seen charlatans before. I returned from the void, a paradetective from a long line of paradetectives. You're no paradetective. You look nothing like one, and you're clearly a drinker. Pardon me for being so blunt, but you look like one. Hey now, hey. You need booze to focus, all right? And he keeps his calm, stony face. He picks his notebook. I mean, I have my share of drinks, but only because this spectral realm is parapsychologically taxing. How do you know all this? Here we go. Your wards brought me here in the first place. The Simonese blood also runs through me. You're part Simonese? Oh, it means our meeting couldn't have been mere chance. The hands of fate guide us. Yes, of course. Yeah, that's right. But I'm not the only one at risk. I have to think of my daughter. You are certain you can help keep us safe? Can't allow any collateral damage to hit us. Just ask my partner Kim. He'll vouch for me. The lieutenant mumbles in my confusion. He's not been listening closely enough. You've put him on the spot. Only so, ma'am. I can assure you my partner is eminent in this particular field. If you promise, good officer, then it might be our last hope. Do you swear it? On my honor. Thank you, sir. A timid sigh of relief, followed by a cautious smile. There's one thing, though, I haven't told you yet. The entity. Don't act surprised. You know these things, sire. The entity? Yes, a malignant entity that lives inside the chimney. He's from a woman, a witch, most likely. She or it must be connected to the curse somehow. Chimney is the passage between heaven and hell, of course. Yes, that chimney is part of the building's central furnace. It's enormous. She barricaded herself behind the metal security curtains. God knows what she's doing there. Some natural magic, I assume. She shivers. You should go and find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. What's the source of the curse? Here's a key to the warded door behind the curtains. Take it. Oh, and please return to me after you've looked around. I'm quite anxious to know what what she has to say about the curse, what you discover there. Yes, of course, chat. No, we should ask
You're
more
alive
questions.
and well. Don't keep me waiting now.
Just want to ask you a few
Oh.
questions.
What about?
Okay, we don't actually have anything. Quickly, chat. It's time. You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little Seminese words. Your shadow is looming over it like a bad omen. Terrified, escapes from Poleski as she tries her best to look away, round face buried in her hands. Well, chat, let's see what's going on in here. In the spooky room. Ghostly shadows, ghostly silhouettes of hair dryers. Vaguely an androgynous portrait of a man. I'll knock the door with the key. After exerting some force, you manage to turn the key. It's eerily silent. The door slides slightly open, letting a drift of cold air into the room. Okay, maybe you should go first. Detective, you're the one in charge. Lieutenant motions towards the door. Fuck. A shoe putt ball. My God.
What is this place?
It says the dusty training equipment. Looks like a gym to me. Yes, but no one's been here in ages. Draws a stripe on the dusty floor with his foot. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us. The speckles of dust shimmer in the faint beam of daylight falling from the window. Other than that, the room is dark. An eerie feeling rises in your chest. What if there's a reason why no one's been here for ages? Yeah, it's because it's closed. No need for supernatural explanations where a benign one will do. Let's move on, shall we? It smells like leather and sweat. Worn out wall bars. They look unsafe. Marble is on the floor. The color have worn off its weight plates. Take a kilogram. Your triceps. Throw them at the side of these weights, showing the world what kind of beast is dealing with. Lift them. No collars on the barbells. That's a safety hazard. Look, Kim, it's a trap. There are no collars on the barbell. You're right. Weights may fall off. Better not touch it then. What kind of bastard would remove the collars? Should be a felony. It would be a violation of ESP safety regulations if the gym was still open, but it isn't. No one's supposed to come here anymore. We'll be back for the barbell, don't you worry.
Guillaume Lemillion. Bad news. Guillaume Lemillion did not become a cop. In 38, he went on a tour to the Sinyao province in Safre, where he died of autoerotic asphyxiation. His body was found hanging from a decorative dragon tree in his junior suite, amid drug paraphernalia, unwholesome objects, and the Sylvia Trainer single, Wonderland, skipping in the background. And yes, you can take this as a metaphor for Revachol in the 30s, and also as a warning.
Okay. Blood oxygen is boring. Correct. Nice, got a +1, yeah. Yeah. Feeling better already. Sand's dripping from the punching bag. Always blocked by old window panels and debris. A large full of strange liquids. While animals stare at you in the dark, stuffed and mounted. Airship rotors covered in spider weapons there, mind you, of blades. Oh, good mannequins. Yes. A naked mannequin torso, strange in yellow color. A blue velvet, soft to the touch. Moth bitten. Or the clothes it used to display. Chat, where are the clothes? Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, scratches, and schemes like an ancient cave mural. Some of the writing is faded with age, but you can still make out sections where there, here and there, photos and drawings have been pinned to the board. Sort the drawings. These lithy, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkin. Make out autumnal candle wilkins casting wax-based magic. Fucking what? Translucent welkins with organs shining under their skin, and even aether welkins hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. Well, Tress, you heard the man. And don't act like you're not on board with this this line of thinking. You should adopt one of these Vulcans as your persona. No longer a mere man, but a Vulcan. One of the Vulcans towering over the rest appears to be different, however. We're gonna be honest, the fact that you can't do that, is fucking surprising. It feels like the kind of bonus you get where you just start making a fucking persona. Same with the Vulcan, this is important. It's Varahama, a high Vulcan, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. He's clearly a Vulcan supremist. Note says all Vulcan races will be purged. The Holder, the Dorag, the Human, and even Headless Men, all of them purged. Imagine a world filled only with Vulcan. Green Vulcan, Dread Vulcan, and the High Vulcan to rule them all. Lieutenant can't help but comment. An enormous amount of time has gone to drawing these little Vulcan creatures. Who are these creatures? Who drew them? Are they real? I have so many questions. Looks like a concept art for a project. It's not really real. One of them is a Vulcan supremacist. Political commentary. That one has a great beard too. Why would anyone spend so much time on this? Some people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game. Well, it's been educational. Let's move on from Vulcans. Forever chat, in fact. Just look at those details. So much effort. Should adopt one as your persona. Yes, of course, of course. No, see, Trish, now it's been confirmed. This truly is how your mind works, isn't it? There's like little rolls in your head where you're like, ah, yes, this will be the new persona today. I've seen the strange little goblin thing. It's mine now. I'm taking that. The drama side rolls the dice. Gets a 12 out of 10. Yes. Yes, this one. We assume that's how everyone does it, right? Everyone just like rolls the dice at some point and goes, yes, I shall be taking this one. The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see a permafrost glacier and landforms, dead trees groaning under the snow. Towers has been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements in the dried up riverbeds. Oh, it absorbs itself into me. Well, Are you sure that, there wasn't a dice check, though, at some point? Just one part just rolled the dice and went, ah, yes, this one. Before you kidnap it and run off into the night. There are pictures of settlements on the dried up riverbeds, abandoned in the storm, animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. It might as well, yeah. Oh, okay, cool. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers by Borwell Doreg. Here it's under the snow. Great mammoth beasts of burden. Albeit dark and cold, this vision also feels cozy in its own way, like eggnog or morphine. Much needed respite from our own world. Our 8th postcard reads, the heat death scenario. A desperate for geothermal energy engulfs the world as the world becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe. Okay, that actually does sound like a pretty badass scenario for a tabletop game. Like, you just have to live on a planet that's moving farther away from the sun. That's pretty good. Spec the schedule. This is a month calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimum, and GPI scan the market-drawn grid. The grand scheme of production and money. It looks like a bit like an academic calendar, only much more brutal. Minimi stands for mini meeting. Part of a bigger framework for managing work called Run. Station 41 tried to implement a few years ago, but it failed. Keep reading what happened. As time goes on, the numbers on the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board only becomes an empty snowfield on the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region. Looks like they didn't make it. The lieutenant looks at the frigid ice fields of nothingness. Look at the notes. The handwriting is only partially legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans. Call in, tune out, Rithril Unscathed, and Heat Death of the Universe. Further text reads, Heat Death of the Universe is the new black. The artist says the biggest advancement in the role-playing system since the 30s. Cool. Oh god, it's time.
Some kind of superstar. They say the world isn't ready for a rock and roll cop. No one wants their state monopoly on violence to be mixed with celebrity worship. They claim to know it would be dangerous for detectives to rise to the ranks of demigods and have sexual encounters with barely legal cover girls. It would be insane, they say. To all this, you say, fuck off and die, in a cool voice. You people have no idea how good these cops are gonna get. They're gonna crack 20 cases a day. In the future, cops will be like astrophysicists, or prime ministers, or prophets. And you're the first one.
-1 logic. The price of self-delusion. Well, we have a fuckload of logic, so that's not... learning cap for visual calculus raised to 6. Oh, Jesus, you get a lot of learning caps raised. So we lose 1 logic, but... Like, we should have... Yeah, I mean, we already had like 5 logic. We were already pretty good in it. So losing -1 to get like a bunch of caps raised, that is not bad at all. You know, for when we can finally fucking level up again. 1,000 goddamn years. Alright, well, moving on. Machines be some kind of this appears to be some kind of machine with cube-shaped heart and wire framework. Keyboard has a rectangular on and off button. And a piece of paper still hangs from the printer. Radio computer, the lieutenant says, watching you circle around the machine. Just sitting here without anyone in sight. Sounds a bit surprised and a bit cautious. What does he mean these things cost money? Why would anyone leave it behind? This is the RAM Civic radio computer, model RC5120. Equipped with filled mainframe and a RAM-compatible printer. Do you think I should turn it on? I got one of these down at the station, but I never really learned how to use it. Turn on the machine. The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from slumber, revealing vibrant play and print keys on the keyboard. Hatch of the machine's central compartment is wide open. Inside the it's empty like a beehive, without its brood. Some cables have left dangling, disconnected. This is where the memory should go, the tent notes, observing the machine. Well, we don't have any memory, so don't need to mess with that just yet. Skiz with slipstream train on the lid. Okay, what's this over here? Zero road being named Slipstream. Chat, don't worry about the horrible, horrible noises that sound like there's a demon in the building with us when we don't have a gun. Don't worry about that, okay? Those noises aren't real, and you should stop being so paranoid. After all, what are you expecting, a jump scare? Well, let's insert the production schedule. Like a smooth drawer, the filament slides in place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking. Let's play. The bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's pendular magnetic drive. Static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall until a voice speaks out, crackling old, cutting into the air.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
What's the production schedule? The film you have inserted into the reader. You mean the glowing thing I put inside? It says production schedule. Yes? Good. Please repeat the password. Password. Of course it'd be a password. That's why there's a human administrator involved. This is the police. Please open this thing. I am contractually obligated to protect the privacy of the filament holder Fortress Accident. Without filing a warrant with Lithin, I cannot give you access to the filament. Afraid we're not doing that unless we want to wait a month. Can you please repeat the password? The voice machine asks. She sounds cold in the damp air. Can you give me a hint? No. Hint system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations. I don't know the password. Dude, I will register this login attempt. Don't worry, passwords have a way of turning up sooner or later. Why are you a machine? Are you alive? I'm alive. I'm 74 years old. My name is Giovanni. Lieutenant Lister, she repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid. My partner tells me that you're here because radio computer guys are all paranoid. They're merely cautious still. It's my job to protect their filaments as a pass repeater for the East Indiana station. Okay, but where are you? How do you know where I am? I work as a repeater on the East Insular repeater station. It's my job to know where you are, Fortress Accident. As for me, well, some static then. I'm sitting in my cubicle surrounded by a wall of radios. Now please tell me if there's anything else I can do, Fortress Accident. Why do you call me Fortress Accident? Which Accident is the company whose name the terminal you're currently using was registered to. Do you have any other information about this company? One moment. Here, flip the catalog before it reads out with studious care. Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary and interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says. It's not bad. Wow, so conceptual. And what's this interactive call-in radio game? The static drowns the response. Any other questions? You hear us as the connection finally improves. That's all for now. Thank you and goodbye. We need a password, chat, but where? This old fireplace is covered with lines drawn in blue and red marker. Its mesh spreading out over the stone like blood vessel and alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient. This whole thing resembles Kendrick mosaic tiles. Very Panasonic. Hold on, how do I know what Kendrick mosaic tile is supposed to look like? History classes, students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization. Those alkaline blue tiles look beautiful in the sun. What am I looking at? Real frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, 0.7, 0.9, some written notes too, sparse and cryptic, radio frequencies before. Unclear, looks like a cardiovascular system, split into veins and capillaries, very advanced. So we're dealing with something medical here. You think so? Both is comprised of radio stations, all leading back to one red heart, tiled the Game Master frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants. They must have had a massive air width. These things don't come cheap. If it's a game, then who's playing? Whoever decides to call into the call-in station, it looks like. List of names under the stations suggests people across 6 isolates will be playing. Mundi, Isildena, Kala, Granda, Samara, and even Ilmara. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off. My god. Lieutenant leans closer, his fingers tracing the maddening rhythm. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became. Their cost of airwidth alone must have been huge. Exactly. He nods at the calendar on the chalkboard, wiping his marker-stained fingers clean against his jacket. Schedule. I know doom when I see it. This company was running out of funding. What else? Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from a long time ago. No one's used this fireplace in ages. Across the notebook. Developers the most advanced RPG in the universe.
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace?
It's just a failed business. The only question is, what the hell were they making? Yes, that is the question. He takes a step back, stapling his hands. Looks like he's ready to lay out a fine theory, craft together like a puzzle box. Looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers. Some motherfuckers trying to make fucking... Hold on, were they trying to make Elder Scrolls? Who's laughing now? And they were playing... How were they planning to do that? They were calling stations. He nods at the fireplace. None of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game as long as they have a two-way radio. Then there's the Game Master frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the stories, functioning as the master of ceremony of sorts. Assassination has swept aside other concerns for the moment. He's a little hooked. Coordinating so many games would take a whole switchboard of people, possibly divided into sub-frequencies. Has anyone ever done this before? Not as my knowledge. They make automated games in Granda, Mexico, Coxton, places with industry. Not in Revigo West, among the ruins. But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an intersolar game before. You just don't have that technology. And this was a role-playing game. Indeed, those Welkins are a dead giveaway, points to chalkboard. Role-playing people love that stuff. What looks like a modified version of the board game, with heat death thrown in. Super cool. Someone should give them millions of real immediately. This game is too good to be left unfinished. Yes, we agree. After all, how else is Tress going to steal a Welkin for their next persona? Come on. Come on. How can they become the Welkin thingy? Which we assume is like code for Goblin. What do you think happened to the company? No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard. Wow. It's ambitious and unscathed from reality, but... Do we have any money? Let's give them money so they can finish it and make it even bigger. Half smile breaks out his face. It's too late for that, I'm afraid. Says, looking around the derelict room. The pipes howl and a rat crosses the floor. Okay, let's keep moving. Roger Dodger. We'll be taking all this, yes. You know, there's little funny words under our things. We wonder what that's all about. The glare of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black. What is this thing? Is it a furnace? Looks like it. It's like an old central furnace used to heat the building, linked to the chimney. He opens the door and gingerly peeks inside. Knew it used in ages. No signs of any recent fires, only dead rats. Inside the furnace. It's dark and grimy in here. You darkness can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice, or several voices talking to each other near the smoke chamber upstairs. The echo is so prominent, it's possible to discern what the voices are saying, or what's producing them. What are you doing? Lieutenant asks as he sees you climb halfway inside the furnace. I'm not sure, Kim, but I think I hear someone talking upstairs. Wait, really? Looks up the ceiling. We should investigate to see if someone's upstairs. Our roommate dropped something that fucking scared the shit out of us. See if someone's upstairs. Your hands with coal. Fresh layer of coal now rests on your skin, seeking into your wrinkles. Your hands look ancient. Maybe you could paint something with this coal. Leave a cave painting for a future archaeologist. That would be stupid. Hello. Something breaks loose in you. A mighty bell echoes throughout the chimney's depth. The chatter of the tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then, hello, are you there? Speak to me.
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the second floor. I'll open it.
You hear a low rumbling upstairs. Sound of curtain being pulled aside.
After you, officer.
The wall collapsed. It's inaccessible now. Alright, no, we gotta talk about this thing. Chat, we don't think we can go on without talking about the fucking polar bear fridge. How can you? See a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost and the bear's eyes are glowing red. The bear looks oddly realistic. Is it taxidermy? Perfect. Why is it so fucking big? What is this thing? Looks like a giant ice bear. Lieutenant doesn't answer. His eyes are glued to the animal. A sharp slice of light shines out from its mysterious belly door. Oh, let's crack open that fucking door. A gust of freezing air rushes to greet you. You hear a little grumble, as if the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator. The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hands found on the holster of his gun. Relax, Kim. It's a fridge. Of course, just a giant ice bear-shaped fridge. He relaxes his hand. His face bathed in harsh red as the door opened the fridge door. Let's take a look inside. The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers on the brand named Rivar Ice City. A written note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge. Take a note from the door. Pocket the note and the little fridge magnets, keeping it to the door. Oh, nice. Oh, I can't mess with it right now. Is there one of the ice cream wrappers in there? A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you with a glossy silicone wrapper. Looks nothing like the fridge. Oh, look, chat. That's the friendly bear, right? You'd give that bear a fucking high five. Before it fucking ripped you in half. Before it decided to do God's work. The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate. The fuck is a giant bear-shaped fridge doing in a band cellar in the first place? Good question. Looks like an ice cream fridge. Lieutenant reaches for one of the wrappers. He studies it in the light. So he decided to sell ice cream from this hyper carnivore. I know, says Lieutenant. What an unfortunate marketing choice. Fucking, yeah, imagine seeing this in a dark convenience store at night. You go in there to buy some groceries, this just stares at you from the hallway. Hell yeah. It's even worse, the bear is still costing the money to this day. Lieutenant pointed the red, snaky cable running from the fridge. Fridge budget with electricity. The electricity bill on this thing must be catastrophic. An ice cream maker defrosted and unplugged. The flashlight casts strange shadows. There's a hidden doorway here. Oh, fuck yeah. Two rusty rifles are hidden above the pingling. They look inoperable. A hole in the wall. A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see. Where are we? Seems like an old bunker from the Revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. He points up at the rifles under the ceiling. Must be an old weapon cache. Look, there's a hole in the wall. There it is, yes. There also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting. Want to take a look? No, you do the honors. Sure, he nods a step closer. There's some more rifles. None of them seem to be working in. Oh, Sam reaches in, rummaging in the dark. An old Belikov rifle. It's rare to find such good order. You're no longer functional, but still rare. Here. It's yours. He hands you the gun. You found this place. What does this mean? A rifle here. It means that there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still laying around in Martiz. It's an interesting coincidence, I'd say. Might come useful in the future. Oh, come on, Chet. Oh, come on, game. You should have listened. Never know you found the it still bears some markings from the fruit-shaped kitchen magnets that were used. The note is written from the blue pencil and pink line off space. The kitchen magic of lit spots on its surface. Is there anything interesting? The lieutenant leans closer to read the crumpled note over your shoulder. This is tangible at best, but the lieutenant's detective instincts still activate. Read the note. Someone has scribbled S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe. I'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy and the frozen ice cream maker. You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy and the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home ASAP. It's important. I'll do it myself. I live in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care. I wonder who wrote that note. Like someone from the radio game company upstairs. I'm not surprised they left their property laying around. Because they had to leave in a hurry. It's a plausible hypothesis. Who's the illiterate ginger kid? Some local miscreant probably. There are tons of them running MRTs, ready to stir up trouble. We usually dispatch our junior officers to deal with them. Any idea where the frozen ice cream maker could be? I don't know. I assume somewhere close to the air fridge. Yes, that would be a wise deduction there, Kim. That would be a wise deduction. We're stuck busting guns beneath the ceiling. Go. Frozen ice cream maker, it's still running. Turn the ice cream crank. Crank feel like churning your childhood dreams. In the distance, you hear water dripping. Plug the black cable. Something close to you dies with soft electrical hurt. It's black. It's black. It's not like it's the red. Why'd you do that? Black. The color of it. Black. It's not like it's the red one. Here's his eyebrows. He didn't say anything. The electrical disturbance board now has one cable missing. Ah! Makes perfect sense. It was the black one. It wasn't the red one. So that's why we unplugged the black one, because it wasn't the red one. Come on, keep up. And we will be putting that on fucking immediately. Oh, yes. Where'd you even get that one? No, really, who put it in that drawer? No further comments. Wear it on your own risk. You fucking got it, my man. Oh, don't you worry. Super Cop is on the case. Probably are not strong enough. Then we'll need to find something else, chat. Because we need to get that memory stuff. Doesn't look like there's anything else around. Wait, hold up. What was that? The wind howls from the coal chute above. Oh, okay. We need to find something better, chat. Something stronger. The floorboards creak. Shoes in a puddle of melting snow. Postcard, La Delta 51. Oh, yeah. This tray is full of dice. Colorful Polaroid dice. 100 of them. Candy dispenser is repurposed to contain thousands of dice.
Hello, I'm Nia.
A board by convinces the throne of tools with emerald light shining through her hair.
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Melius.
He taps on her headphones.
So what kind of die are you looking for?
She got a direct view of the backyard. She interrogated about the lynching. Oh, what do you mean, Milius?
Yes, a Melius is like a call-in station. You need a two-way radio to access one. That's why I have these.
She pats the headphones on the table.
Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting. I was so absorbed, I must have missed you knocking.
You must have confused with someone else. I haven't knocked on your window.
Then how did you get inside? By the south entrance? You know what? It doesn't even matter. What matters is that you're finally here. Let's talk dice. Did you have something specific in mind?
Why are you asking me about dice?
I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
Role-playing games? You're the one made by Forge Saxton. Does that count? Sure, I like role-playing games. I need some dice.
Good. My rate is 10 real per set. Take a look around and see if there's any particular stone you want to use.
The walls around are covered with rows of precious stones and minerals. So it almost looks as if the stones and dice are a natural part of the room, growing out of the shelves like stalagmites. No falsehoods are present. She's a novelty dice maker and doesn't have anything to hide. Ask her what you need. How did you become a dice maker? How did I become one? It was just a business decision. I was regular jewelry at first, but that's an unfocused field with too much competition. Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some Polaroided dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. It grew from there. Do you like role-playing games yourself? Not especially. I like working with rare materials at steady pay. Role players as customers, they're nice people. Some of those nice people have big bucks to spend on novelty items. Okay, I'd like to order some dice. Of course. Tell me what you have in mind. Do you know anything about World Untold setting? I want dice for that. Yes, Saxon. It's too bad they never finished their game. Your World Untold die is a variation of the standard role-playing die. Only instead of plants, it uses motifs of ice and death and loss, of course. Ice, death, loss. Sounds like you. I'm thinking something made from alligator jawbone, cast in black resin. The reptile bone is as white as ice and dead as, well, death. For 7 real, I could have it ready by 8 hours. What's a standard role-playing die? It's an a 24-sided die that can produce rolls for a 2-sided, 3-sided, 4-sided, 6-sided, and 12-sided die with a single roll. And then you can also use it for many other sizes, but you may need to re-roll the results. Loving it. So nifty. Why do you need to cast it in resin? Untreating bone is porous and prone to chipping. Cast in something hard like resin, though, and voila, it's perfect. Maybe I should get a different one. And tell me about your most extraordinary dice. A star that fell from firmament? Those cost more than 7 risen, are you sure? It's not worth it, sorry. I just needed time to think about it. No need to rush. Take a look around. See if anything inspires you. Shells. You know anything about the man who was lynched during the Northern Rags? Nothing really. I didn't know him. Tenant looks at his notebook, then the woman under the large window. Your window looks directly into the courtyard. You're saying you didn't see or hear anything unusual last Sunday evening? Sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It's almost the day the workers pound my window. Do you often work Sunday nights? It's an odd profession, making dice for people, but I like it, and I prefer doing this to sitting at home. What do you mean by the daily ruckus? Well, there's always something going on in the Whirling's backyard. She stops trying to come up with an example. During daytime, there's usually those kids, and lately, I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about. Must be because of the strike. She's heard of the murder, but did not see it, sire. You ever took your eyes off the work to look out your window? I might have, but in this case, all I would have seen was my own reflection staring back from the darkness. It's light here, but dark in the yard at night. It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside. Besides, I rarely look out the window when I'm in the zone. So thank you for your answers. Hey, where are we, enemy? What is this place? We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. Strange, I know. Look at the ruddy bricks that make up the walls. Even though they're repainted, there are still signs of black coal soot here and there. But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay rent here, so that's a plus. Creative. Lieutenant looks around the spacious room. It's ceiling fading into shadows above. When she arrived here, there must have been no room anywhere else. She must have known the other businesses. However, this place is cursed. Did you know why people call it the doomed commercial area? Do you know what happened to the other tenants? Everyone else is gone. More or less. She just a yellow scarf that covers her. Are you interested in anyone specific? Oh, quite a lot of them spring to mind. There used to be a hair salon here, right? Oh yes, I think it was Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't a big hit around here. Turns out that working class men don't like genderless haircuts. They're scared of that word. Bit of experimenting every now and then isn't bad. It's not about the haircut, it's about the confidence. Well, a bit of experimenting. Customers should have been more open-minded. I'm a simple man. Hell yeah, let's experiment. I guess it just wasn't the time yet. She tucks a strand of hair under her scarf. What happened to the gym? It wasn't merely a gym, it was Armapet's Boxing Club, a community project created to steer at-risk youth away from drugs and crimes. And who is Armapeti? A kind man from Zusmek. I heard he had some trouble with the law when he was younger, and that's why he wanted to start the gym. It's a way of giving back. How did the community project work out? It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martes even worse. At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching bag downstairs was full of amphetamines. Drugs. You should have known it. It's not really full of that. No one would store their drugs like that. we like how electrochemistry is like, I fucking knew it. Well, it's like, no, nobody would fucking do that. That's stupid. we love this man's head. We love our character's head just fucking constantly debating itself. Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It's gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since. This is the broken up. Oh, what's up with the broken windows? Oh, this one's a mess. There used to be a company that produced a repair of windows 24 hours a day. Go wrong with this one, right? Turns out the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff mills. Who would have guessed? What's a snuff mill? And they never cleaned up the debris either. I was just living in the hallway and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own. Cool, very cool about the debris. It's a snuff mill. It's a sub-rose station that broadcasts real murders with real victims. So people will pay good money to get off on it. Everything changes in her tone when she says that, as if it's another piece of information laying out for the world. What does she mean to get off on it? Don't worry, the ICPO has a separate division that deals exclusively with unlicensed sub-roses. Attention to you. This isn't our problem. Good luck with that. Not easy catching those predators. Alright, someone around here make stuffed animals? I saw him outside around. You mean Mr. the taxidermist? No, he mostly just did drugs. Oh, okay, fantastic. Okay, right to the point. But what drugs exactly? I didn't know what drugs he was doing for my police report. Electrochemistry, but what kind of drugs? Now hold on. Now wait a fucking minute there, partner. He got high on some weird taxidermy chemicals. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. Eventually, caused him to lose control of his bladder. The smell was awful. Even you can do better than that. I found creepy mannequins. There used to be a fashion altar here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years until the insect right activists came. I didn't know insects had rights. Or activists. Yeah, the altar didn't know it either. They produced a certain material that used chitin among the material. Apparently chitin is made from ocelots, where it's extracted from beetle wings. And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the prices to skyrocket. And naturally all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. Altar went bankrupt before they could finish the collection. But insects don't have any brains or feelings. Actually, insects do have brains, curse you. But yes, I understand what you're saying. I think the press took it a little too far. She's around, you notice several dead flies on the windowsill. In front of her, legs up. Well, they're not moving. Anything else? What's with the rotor blades and skis? They were made from a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took off vacation with all their money. Christian on hand with an impish smile. Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Turmeric, or wherever he is. That's illegal, running off with the company's money like that. Why hasn't he been arrested? Sure, it's illegal, but it's not exactly anything extraordinary in business. Besides, Slipstream is history now. All the remaining assets got seized by the bailiff in 47. No idea why those skis and blades are still lying around. They were just props, and I returned to them. Maybe you could get a sword out of one. No, I forget it. It would take too long. I found a strange machine. Fortress accident, the radio game studio. She closed her eyes, the remnants of the memory light up her face. They were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once I even saw two of them getting fisticuffs over Wara. They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seemed to be chronically liberal with their schedules. What do you mean liberal? What happened? The usual. They ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on time. What went wrong? Well, I did hear them talking at times. She looked the hallway as if she could still hear them chit-chatting behind her curtains on a cigarette break. Seemed to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest. She sounds almost mocking when she says that. From my sense, the project did look quite impressive. Yes, but when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, how the markets are rigged to keep out new businesses and so on. In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have the willpower to produce something truly historic and to show up on work on time. Showing up to work on time is hard. No scratch that. Showing up on work at all is difficult, especially if you've been drinking. Too bad. I would have supported them. The project looked great. Not the wise decision. You would have lost all your savings. She tossed a pair of dice on the table. One of them stopped near the edge of the metallic desk. The result is 1 on a 20-sided die. Anything else? There was a strange, terrifying, extraordinary bear in the fucking cellar. Oh boy. The fabled Reveal Ice City. You're in for a treat here. She smiles, leans closer, hands on her knees like a stand-up comedian ready to tell a story. The place was owned by 2 guys who had something rather innovative ideas about the marketing. The bear was one of them, and asked me about their other ideas. Indeed, there were other ideas? I don't care about the other ideas. I just want to know about the bear. Did it work? No, all right. What were the other ideas? There was really just one. It involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth. And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you dared to disturb their bored magazine browsing. She's disapproving. What'd they expect? 20 cents per hour is dog's pay. Surprised they showed up to work at all. Oh, but they did. They did show up to work. And not alone. There were also acne-ridden girlfriends and gorilla-like boyfriends living near the ice cream stand. They already had the bear. She closed her eyes and remembers something painful. What about the bear? The bear. She repeats, pressing thumbs into her temple, trying to suppress the headache. It didn't work out? Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. It matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either. And half the ice cream came out malformed or partially melted. Eventually, Reveal Ice City lost a price war to its rival, Glace 5000. Glace 5000 sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents apiece out of regular fridges. I'm sure the bear was doing its best, though. The bear was doing its best. Maybe, because the taxidermist who made the bear definitely wasn't doing his best, I mean. How come? He said that the bear was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on Duskins. He called it Megareth. So someone got high and saw a bear. Fuck yeah. Sounds cool. What's a vision beast? It's an imaginary beast that guides you through life by telling you to do more drugs, mostly. A wise, noble beast guided towards land where streets are paved. With drugs. I do drugs. I've got a vision beast myself. Do you? Well, good luck keeping it under control. Anyway, now let me tell you a story of the fallen ice. Now that you know the story of the fallen ice cream empire, she nods, almost sad, finishing the story. Some dust beams swirl in the afternoon air. Her eyes followed idly. Little sparkling embers under the window. Anything else? Another failed business, perhaps? I've been here for a long time. She had other questions. This place is cursed. You know what people call the doomed commercial area? I heard the stories. He nods at the window housed from the furnace shaft above, but I don't think those stories are true. Plansky is the one who sent me. She's convinced the place is swarming with malicious energies. Let's get the bookshop lady? I've heard their business is doing rather well. Have the energy spared her somehow? Actually, the bookstore isn't doing that well, and they hardly any customers, and she has to exploit her only daughter to keep the company going. Alright, but it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the Whirling Rag? Some people say it's part of the building complex. No, the waitress isn't doing well either. The waitress just took off and the customers aren't paying bills. And then there's me, she says, looking at the messy work table. All kinds of tools light scattered, with knives and carving tools, wire cutters. I've been here 14 years, selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million real business, I say, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it? Maybe it's because she's so talented that she's been able to woo the curse. It's because you're competent, dedicated to your craft. The curse doesn't affect people like you. Dice maker erupts in laughter. What, so the curse only affects people with poor work ethics? What you're describing isn't a curse, it's capitalism. I don't see there is no curse. Only business decisions and natural market fluctuations. Exactly. She mentions the root of her nose. Truth is always so disappointingly mundane and boring. Glad we sorted this out. Anything else I can help you with today? That's all she has to say on the subject. She's been thorough and truthful as far as you can see. You feel nothing, if anything. It's uncomfortably warm in here. Yeah, let's leave it at that. We'll be back. Just to pull out a fucking gun. We'll be back. Well, that was cool, but let's see about that computer. We want to get that motherfucker running. Means we have to get that fucking ice cream maker open. But how, chat? How? This is all part of our plan. You have to trust us on this one. Damn. So naturally, chat, we're gonna leave the bear plugged in forever. Yes. I don't know why I unplugged it. I do things without any reason. I don't know what I'm doing, man. Yeah, we just going with the flow. The iron seems to be in the private. You think you got the private? Well, but the lid simply won't budge. What is this? Driver's metal hand bending right before your very eyes. Yes, well, that's a good pry bar. I'm not criticizing it. The ice cream maker is frozen shut. Advance will get that open. Advance? Where do we get one? I have no idea, officer. The ice cream maker is important enough to represent a special tool. Sir Larry will stumble upon a tool mighty enough. Then we'll know what's in the mysterious ice cream maker. It has a point, chat. Perhaps we must venture elsewhere for the mysterious tool.
alive and well.
The dark
Don't keep me waiting
sarcophagus.
now. What's in there? In that dark sarcophagus? Yes, yes.
It was a journal house of failed business enterprises, leeching life, energy. Nah. I don't see a dump. Nothing to see there. Just heaps of garbage. Somebody should let the sunshine in.
What else did you find? Did anything survive? No, of course not.
I talked to the
Have
enemy
you
told me
located
about.
the
Her name is Nut.
entity?
And she's a novelty dice maker. A novelty dice maker? Spit out. Why does she need the dice for some kind of sorcery? Sometimes they use the ankle bones of sheep. No man. She's not a sorceress or some malicious entity. She's a businesswoman like you. Understand? If it's not her, then where is the source of the doom? How do we explain the curse? She looks perplexed. No, if she's built herself, it does need tearing down. She's squeezing on the pendant too tight. A drop of blood in her palm. To hell with it. Perchance you ought to just lie, sire? Honestly, I don't have an answer yet. There's still leads before, like that strange radio computer thing. Maybe that you went in there and didn't find out anything about the curse? How far back is that? Alright. Well, chat, we've been going long enough, and and next time, we're gonna figure out where to get that tool, bust open the icebox, and we're gonna end this thing. But, it's getting pretty late, so we're gonna call it there. We hope everyone had a very good time, though. We know we did, and we will see everyone next time. Later, mates.